exciting session of Tales of Tellos, the Steaming. I am your humble Dungeon Master, DM Order, and I'm joined by these awesome individuals who are the adventurers and heroes of the campaign. -1, we are still short one Lance Al Black Sands, also known as Chaos. He will be joining back hopefully next session or the week after. He just had a baby, so congrats to him. And yeah, we're very happy for him and hoping to see him playing again soon for it. But yeah, right now it is the Crimson Peacekeepers. I'm going to be autopiloting Lance just a little bit, but otherwise they're here ready to have a fun time with regards to a social gathering for the third feast, which that's what it is right now today. Or if you're curious about anything that happened last session or any of the previous episodes, feel free to check out our YouTube channel, Castles and Calamities. It has all of our previous episodes uploaded there, including last session. So if you want to check it out, feel free. Our sister campaign that takes place on Thursdays is on hiatus while Lance is also Lance is having the baby and taking care of it. But if you want to catch up on any of those previous episodes, those are also on the YouTube channel. So feel free to take a watch and take a gander. Otherwise, last time on session 54, prelude to session 55 for tonight, the Crimson Peacekeepers we're celebrating Sultana's Day after defeating the Hag Coven down below, deep, like between, or getting close to the Underdark. They defeated the Timash Coven, got several individuals liberated from the jail cells, and took a baby. Went up returned back, got the reward, and then the next day was the holy day for civilization, the goddess of civilization, laws, cities, languages, and cultures. The group knew this. This is a very common practice. The three feasts on this day, as well as parades and such. To their surprise, though, they got invited to the third feast, which is usually reserved for individuals that have extreme distinguished or individuals that are considered allies to the local government. The group did some shopping, got new clothes, visited some temples, and broke some curses. They broke the curse on the frog, which revealed that it was a half-elf named Abdel, and he is an artificer for that was cursed to become a frog by the hags. They also broke the curse on the sheep, which revealed to be a 12-year-old girl named Laura. The group was able to gather their things, get ready mentally, and went to the third feast. And that's where we're picking up today. You all have passed through several detectors that they basically made you check in any weapons that you tried to carry and any magical items that you guys are having pretty much are under suspicion for it. So I will say you all are aware. The danger is do not cast magic in the area because it's just like with the meeting with the General Nadira Dedan, it'll set off alarms. So you are aware of that. Any magic, especially enchantment magic, will set off alarms. But now we're picking up. It is the third feast. It is celebration. And several distinguished individuals are out and about. So I would like everyone to please roll me a d20. All right, let's see how the curve is today. We got Alice with a 2. Erlon, wow.
Oh, she Big Red.
Big Red.
Every time someone rolls an 18 or 19, John rolls last and rolls a 20.
Right, every time. So good.
Every time.
That's funny.
All right. Well, we're going to go then, Erlon, you first. But before that, we're going to go through a couple of things.
Oh, the guy that's lost as fuck. Let's go.
Yeah. It's the third feast. We're going to summarize, though, just a little quickly what other people in the RP were doing for it. So let's go with Chance. Do you want to summarize who you talked to when you were mingling before people started gathering about to the table?
A woman named Geode, I think. She's part of the Dawn Colors and a member of the Dawn Canyon or clan.
Great. The Ard people that go through the Dawn Valley. So great. And then let's go then to Zanny. Do you want to summarize who you spoke to with when you were mingling about before people are gathering to the table?
I spoke to a delightful dragonborn Dr. Silver, if I remember right by the color, but his name was Dr. Jinlin.
Yep.
Quite a sweet gentleman.
Perfect.
Not saying he's not here now, but he definitely told me about some people I need to be talking to.
Mm-hmm. And then Alice. Who was Alice talking to right before the dinner officially got started?
Well, I got outbarded pretty much every single roll, so me and Amira are gonna go home together after this. I'm just kidding. I was speaking to Amira Evenweaver?
Yep.
Rad. She is, and you were not very particular about this, the descendant of the Viscountess. Granddaughter kind of descendant, cousin of the granddaughter of the great-great-grandchild of the Viscountess. Who knows?
You would get the feeling it's because age difference. She is a pure-blooded elf. Amira is a half-elf. So they don't want to say the
She's
full
a bastard.
length of, oh yeah, that's my great-great-great-great-grandmother.
Yeah, okay. No, that made sense. I just didn't know if we were going off of logistics, like, yeah, technically she's related to this 500-year-old elf, or if it were, she's, like, directly descended.
Yep. She
Okay.
is a direct descendant, but it's when direct in the sense that she's several generations
Yeah.
removed from her.
But yes, I spoke with her, and we're besties now, and she's either going to be one of the nicest assets that we have, or she knows everything about us now, and we're doomed for all eternity. It's one of the two. Again, I got outbarded. It's not my fault.
Like she rolled really high. She doesn't have outrageous numbers, but she was
Nope.
rolling like 18, 19.
But she has the same numbers as me, so when I roll a 16 and she rolls an 18, it's fine. It's fine. We love her. She's gonna be great.
All right. So with that being said, the group is gathered about, and let's change the scene to the feast hall. Does everyone see the new map? All right. So what I'm going to say is right before you guys take your seats, you guys are able to do a quick huddle. As everyone's kind of gathering in their seats on the plates, there are these triangular prisms that have your name written of the who's supposed to be sitting where. But you guys have a moment to chat amongst yourselves. Do you guys say anything to each other before you guys take your seats officially?
Yeah, how wild's Red been acting this whole time?
That's gonna be a good question. So Big Red,
Oh,
Red is
no.
doing as like he's entering this area where there's a lot of nobility. How tame or outrageous is he being?
Oh, I mean, outrageous, not in the sense of full on naked or anything, but like definitely sleeves off kind of deal. I know you guys got like a specific outfit for me, I think, if I recollect for this one. But I guess outstanding in the sense of, I mean, we're finally, or not finally, but we're with a lot of people with like some big names that
Mhm.
I don't think anybody really like, I don't know, not anybody that I know specifically, but I'm gonna make sure that they know me. So extravagant in that sense, and also hungry AF, and excited for the big meal that's coming up.
Yep. So you were able to mingle about like briefly and get some hors d'oeuvres when Erlon was getting the finger foods. How was he? Was he picking them up
Oh
like?
my god. The
Or,
second he said hors d'oeuvres, if that was said in front of him, he has no idea what that is. And he's a little farm boy, so that's like
which is funny because it is from Kendor, which is the Ria. That
oh,
word.
well, I mean, I'm not sophisticated enough for this crap.
I
Uh,
know.
but
But the
yeah,
finger food. So
yeah.
does he just like when he sees like the platter of small foods that are like finger foods, does he
Oh,
just pick them one at a time or does he just grab like a bunch?
he's taking multiple of things, but he's chipmunking the crap out of it. So just like basically just putting it in mouth and just in cheeks, tasting every single thing, and trying everything that's new, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
So everything that comes by him, he is definitely at least trying it at first, but then if it's like something good, like full fisting it.
Roll me a con save, please.
Con save
I-
great.
I gotta ask: is there anything that you put in your mouth that you just immediately go bleh and back out on the plate?
Into spicy food, anything that seems a little too. Oh man, I like healthy crap. I'd say like anything that's just. Let's think. I would say maybe too healthy, like broccoli or some crap, which I love broccoli. Don't judge me, guys. But I'd say anything like it's like bland or something. Like I'm all about flavor. So if there's anything like bland, I will make it very known with the face.
Yeah. But did you roll the con save?
The con save, yep, going out right now. There it goes.
Okay, 15. So very well.
15.
Like nothing is bad to your taste. Like at least the hors d'oeuvres for it. Everything tastes really good. There nothing was like astounding, at least at this moment, to you. But everything else was really, really good.
All right.
It was good little like it's an appetizer before the appetizer.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna do. I'm trying to think if I would really know about this type of style of food, if I'm gonna pace myself or not.
Yeah, like for example, you get it as a
So-
platter of shrimp, like with creamy sauce that you dip it in and you like have it for it. Like it's very rich in flavor with that
okay.
creaminess and shrimp. And shrimp back in the industrial area is very very fancy.
All right, cool.
For
We're
it.
totally not pacing ourselves either.
So yeah, you're just gobbling that shrimp.
Just
so,
keep going in. Yep.
So great. So yeah, so when you guys are in your group huddle, you do see Erlon. Would you? I'm gonna give you the opportunity. Roll odd, roll a d20. Odd, you got a little schmutz on your face a little bit. Even, you're fine.
I feel like I should purposely do it. All right, so we'll just roll a d6 really quick. So it said even or odd.
Yeah,
Okay, well even it is.
even. You are fine. There's no.
Oh my god, what a surprise! No one will believe it.
Yeah, actually use napkins. So,
What are those?
so getting into the scene. Are you all doing anything, saying anything before you guys are getting thrown into the gauntlet?
Is this where are we sat at the table now, or are we just like kind of
Before,
like reconnoitred somewhere off?
Yeah, right now, theater of the mind for just a brief moment. You guys are
Okay.
like quickly grabbing in this corner. There's like teas, drinks, wines, everything just like outlaid right there for it.
Where's my champagne boy?
He does come about for it. Roll a d4 for me, Alice.
Okay. If he takes 4 minutes to get to me, he's going to hear Alice's ire.
3. So it's not the person who is specifically serving you is this one, a green dragonborn. Has been like kind of been your go-to for the champagne. So.
And- Perfect. And it's not him this time?
Oh,
Oh, is
no,
it? Oh,
I'm saying this scene right now. You guys are all gathered about. Is there any conversation you're having before I shove you? We're getting into the scene of the actual dinner.
So how did it go with everybody? I mean, I met a very nice gentleman doctor, engineer actually.
have you ever heard of the Evenweaver family?
I don't think I have.
Oh, very, very important people. Well, I met the Vicomte's granddaughter times 6, probably. I don't know. She's 500 years old, and Amira's however old, but she's a lovely lady. And I did invite her over for tea because, and she's gonna like lean in, and you can smell that Alice has already actively been drinking and is partially tipsy at this point. I don't know if she has to be quiet about certain things because it's her family and they're in a position of power, or if it's because she's actually, on this side. So I thought maybe we could talk about it later. I invited her to tea.
Oh, okay. Oh boy. Okay. I will say, and Zany does put over toward Siham, the Akalid. I did actually hear that lady over there happens to be in the same exact business I am.
Or Samantha, you've even heard Samantha.
Oh, Samantha
I was like,
it was not.
Siham's the guild leader.
Yeah, Siham is the guild leader. for the Dawn.
Apologies.
Yeah, no worries. So you, like, I think you were talking about like Samantha.
Samantha. I'm talking about Samantha.
Yeah.
I'm Samantha.
Yeah, I had checked back in the chats and I saw that I saw Al-Khalid and I was like, oh wait.
I'll double check, but yeah, it's Samantha is the director of medicine. If that's what you're trying to focus in on.
Ooh.
Otherwise, if you're talking about Ahmed's wife, it's
Lady
Rico,
Al Kaplan. That's who I meant to say. Al
Okay.
Kaplan.
which you have seen. She is a gnome apothecary right now, dressed in fancy, getting ready and sitting next to her husband.
Her. Sorry. I'm still getting names mixed up. Her.
Oh, see, and here I thought Siham was hiding the fact that she was like you while leading
No.
the Dawn Colors.
No, she's actually. I happened to hear from that gentleman that she's quite an accomplished scientist as well, and I'd definitely love the opportunity to bend her ear.
We should invite her to tea too. We can all have tea together.
Okay, oh boy, you've had. I'm not going to say you've had enough, but you've had a.
Now, Zenny, I have to say
You've
this
had it
is
last night.
entirely your fault because I stopped drinking and now 3 glasses of champagne makes me tipsy, and that did not used to happen. So,
Oh.
really, this is your fault.
Yeah, it's my fault. You got detoxification.
Yes.
You got some blood back in your blood system.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I know it's bad. How
How's
about
it
you, honey?
burn?
She looks over at Chance. How'd you do?
I spoke to Geode over there. She seems nice enough. Member of the Dawn Colors. Member of the Ard people.
Oh, she is something. I like the dress. And you haven't embarrassed yourself, have you, Red? I have not been paying attention to you.
No, not at all. As you see that whatever hors d'oeuvres we've already had, he's fishing out of his pockets because if
He
it was damn good, he has some for later.
he hasn't been able to embarrass us except so much as he's been eating, but as long as his mouth was full of food, words couldn't come out.
See?
I mean, by the looks of it, guys, I'd be more worried about Alice than me this time around.
Not wrong.
I
And
don't.
Lance is like, yeah, keep an eye on Alice is the troublemaker now.
Uh-huh. And what did you do?
Oh, I had a lovely conversation with the director of education.
Oh.
Those, the half orc and the male orc, that's director Runzilka.
Oh, another half orc. Okay.
Oh,
You have a
what
type.
surprise there, Lance.
Yeah, I'm noticing.
So
I did
Erlan is elves, Lance is half orcs. Oh, I did tell Amira she is a
I'm
half elf.
green. It's green.
Oh,
It's
just
yeah,
the
it's
color,
green.
huh?
Yeah,
It's
that's-
the color.
I don't think that's an improvement, but okay.
Erlan, I'd stop
Ah.
wearing that scarf if I were you. You'd have to be careful around Lance.
As if Lance could keep up with me.
Well, all that time you've been spending in the gym, I'm sure that's quite right.
I'm sure Erlon has been very busy around a lot of sweaty guys, spending a lot of
Oh.
time with them.
Yeah, it's how you work out in a gym with other men. You bulk up.
Hey, Lance, nice one there.
Speaking of
Pointing out
bulking
the
up,
obvious.
just keep on piling it in. This is gonna be like 5-6 courses probably. So,
6 courses.
pace yourself, but do keep in mind that your metabolism is a little bit, a little more hardcore than the rest of us. So don't be afraid to
Oh yeah.
help
oh
yourself.
This is gonna be
Dry
about like
tips.
a 2-hour feast, so be ready.
2 hours
Has-
of food.
I know they're not about magic, but has anyone done detect good and evil that there's no more of those worms or anything in this? I'm not eating if I don't know.
thought that was
I
just
mean,
a
uh,
candy.
Yeah, I also feel like I
I-
feel like we can handle the worms at this point. Why would we deny ourselves a feast like this when we can just, do as every other woman is going to do here and throw it up later?
I am not going to throw this up later. I don't know what you think is going to happen.
I'm sure the general has thought of ways to make sure no one gets poisoned.
I
Yeah, but
yeah, I
it's
just
not
kind of figured
poison.
that. I kind of figured that this is just one of those. I mean, you go to the royal functions back home. There's just security upon security. I ain't worried about getting poisoned here of all places.
Yeah. Plus
Yeah, not poison.
the runes
What?
on the walls are supposed to detect like aberrations or demons or other things like that.
Gotcha. And I'm just talking about poison in the general sense. I mean, I don't care about poison. This thing could be made of poison. I could drink it. It'd be fine. I'm just saying stuff that would hurt us if we ate it.
Just, last time I ate something that I didn't see from start to end, it was not good.
Yeah.
Fair.
Little not into eating anymore.
I understand. And I don't think anybody's gonna be offended if you don't eat anyway. Just move it around on the plate a little bit and there you go. Done. They'll be too busy paying attention to how much he is eating. Just point over at Red.
Right.
Also, if you don't want to eat it, just, scrape it onto his plate. I'm sure he could use it.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I'll make
Final-
sure you have dinner later.
You see a lot of people have already taken their seats. You all head over. You guys can still converse amongst yourselves, but it probably won't be any more in confidence unless you guys are like moving about and actually like sitting or like talking like really close to each other for it.
While I've got the people here, I wanna check in with the DM real quick. Was there any stipulations about using telepathy here?
You do not know.
Okay.
You
If I don't know, I won't push it, so I won't actually try it. I won't actually attempt to link with anybody.
on one hand, you don't know like how much it's approved or not, but you also know that they are detecting anything magical. So
Yeah.
your telepathy isn't really a magic-based thing. It is more of a psionic-based thing.
Yeah.
So you can roll the dice and see if it's detected or not.
Yeah, I'm not. I have the thought to do it, and then but I wanted to check in first. But if Zanny wouldn't know, Zanny would not push it, especially in a situation like this. She wouldn't even attempt it.
Okay. Perfect. You all gather about, taking your seats. You see the servers are ready. You also notice that there is a purple-skinned stater that's just wandering about, just walking about, and he has like several syringes in his belt, and you do notice like there are some puncture marks in his own like arm a bit for it. And he's just like smiling as he's walking about, looking at everyone in the room as he does like a full 360 walk around the entire table.
Can I gauge what in the absolute nine hells that gentleman is doing with syringes and just walking around?
Sure, roll an Arcana check.
Do. Where's that natural 20? Whatever you were.
It's a
No.
16. 16's good. Don't need a 20 in order to succeed. So
Nah.
like recognizes like. This is another apothecary. And you're not sure though. You're not sure if this is a mutagenist or a transmogrifier. Or sorry, mutagist or sorry, because that was the thing I saw for it. Mutagist or sorry, now I lost my track of it. Chemist. You kind of feel that this might be more of a mutagens apothecary, but you're not 100% certain because you've never come across another mutagenist.
I've not come across another apothecary. So it's
You
like,
technically
I mean,
have like the apothecaries that.
but I mean,
make
like up
potions.
here, like,
Yeah.
yeah, like I've run across some people that make potions, but nothing like this. Like y'all just see Zanny's getting starry-eyed. She's just like getting goo-gooed.
Yeah. And you see he's looking at all of you, and you can see like he's looking at you, but he's also looking at the table setting and everything. And you're just not sure what he's doing, but based off of that and his extensive array of syringes, you probably imagine he uses his own medicine. And it's not just drinkable things, it is actual injections for him. All right. While everyone is gathered at the table, and you all notice several key individuals for it. You recognize Avalos Spellheart sitting on one side of the table for things. You also recognize, especially Chance and Chance and Erlon recognize the Commissioner, Flood, the Water Geniekin that they saw take down one of the other, criminal in the out of town parts. You all would notice, you all would also, Alice would notice and recognize Eileen Evenweaver, Amira's ancestor, to put it kindly in that words, pure-blooded elf for it, and she is sitting next to another small folk next to her. Alice, roll a history check for me, please. 14. You recognize the Steel Baroness herself, Hillary El Fuladi. She's a small folk. She's married to the Lord of the Forges, Musharraf. So she and her husband are sitting next to each other. You also would, or the three of you, or not three of you, all of you would recognize some of the magicians. On one side of it, you see the black magician, Fashk, who Lance has talked about for it. He's also sitting next to the steel magician, as well as the silent magician. And on the other side of them, there are their apprentices, including Lukman Black, who is trying to do everything he can not to make eye contact with Lance. Then you also notice Siham, the guild master of the Dawn Callers. She's on the other side, and she's sitting directly across, which Chance actually talked to Geode of the Treasured. Next to her is Arkon, the civilization cleric, the one you all actually saved. Technically, he is a large creature, so let me just make him bigger. He's the civilization cleric. And then on the other sides, on one end of each table, you see there is Nadira Al-Diran, the general and person who is residing governor for the moment of the governorate of Ares. And then on the other side of the table, you notice there is Ahmet Al-Kaplan. He is the general that is leading the westward march, the actual armies to take over the next regions, heading westward. As you all sit and gather about, drinks are brought to you. If you don't have them already, they have a wide selection of alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks. So very quickly, what are y'all drinking? Let's start with Erlon. What is Erlon drinking?
Sorry, I was really hurt by a comment. We're obviously drinking
Elven
good
wine.
old, yeah, we're definitely drinking ale at first. So we're gonna drink some booze, some beer.
Okay. They bring you some. Do you want sweet or a strong ale?
Let's go strong. Whatever. Let's do it.
All right. A very potent IPA. All right. Chance, what is Chance drinking?
Some kind of herbal tea.
Herbal tea it is. Awesome. Zanny, what is Zanny drinking?
Probably some fruit juice of some kind.
Okay. Zanny, well, they will offer something that Zanny probably has never had before, pineapple juice.
Oh yeah, I'll try that. That's
Okay.
new.
We'll see if you can decide whether or not Daddy likes it or not for it. There's that, and then Alice. What is Alice? Still the champagne, or has she switched to another liquor?
What is Amira drinking when she sits down at the table? What does she order?
She's gonna get a violet wine.
All right, well, no accounting for taste. We're gonna continue with the champagne for right now, and then we will transfer into something a little bit stronger as the night goes on.
Okay. Perfect. So, you catch the name of this green dragonborn. His name is Elkas.
Yeah, as he like serves them, she is going to stop him briefly and go, "Darling, we're going to get well acquainted tonight. So, my name is Alice, and when I wave to you, darling, it means I need you, okay? It means I need you." And she's gonna pat him on the arm.
Nods and make sure you get delivered champagne for it. Roll me a charisma check, please. 13. Okay. We'll see how it fares with your level of drink for things. But all is said, everyone gathers, and Nadira does stand up. And as she stands up, the room quiets. As she, as part of the third feast, gives her speech. Ahlan wa sahlan bikum. It is my honor and privilege to welcome you all to the third feast on this holy day of civilization. I will keep my speech on the shorter side. Today has been a day celebrating civilization, the ideas of culture, people, laws, and the way of life. I have spent my life fighting to protect the Empire and uphold her rule of law. I have always believed in the promise that those that protect Eremer shall be protected, that we all can share in her wealth and wonder. Eremer is an empire that brings justice, protection, and prosperity to all. It is that idea that leads me to support Refia as the rightful sultana, to bring revolution to Eremer and remove the corruption that has infected the empire, to reforge its systems and return back to the people the promises that had been made to them, to honor the blood that has been spilled for us all. She pauses and looks at across the table, looking at each and every one of you. Our nation is facing an unprecedented crisis with the Civil War that threatens to tear us apart. The heart of the empire, with what it stands for and what promises it chooses to keep and discard, that is what is at stake. The promises of opportunity for all, of industry and technology, of progress, of sacrifice, and of prosperity. This nation cannot stand without its soldiers. It cannot stand without its laws, and it cannot stand without its leaders. And so this day, this third feast belongs to you, those who honor the promises that were made, those who uphold our cities, our country, and our way of life. She raises up her drink. To our civilization and to Eremer. And all across the table you hear to Eremer. And I'm going to ask, does anyone not drink or toast when they're saying to Eremer? I don't know why I'm...
I don't know, but it looks magical.
Yeah, it was just like super
Beautiful.
blurry. There we go.
There is
So-
not anything that Alice will not toast, okay? She may not agree with it, but she will toast you. If whatever you say, she will toast to that.
I may not believe, I may not agree with what you say, but I will drink to the death your right to say it.
Yeah. And everyone drinks. And as everyone drinks, she sits down. And I know, like, Chance is like, don't roll your eyes, don't roll your eyes, don't roll your eyes. The feast begins. Platters of food is delivered to all of you. To each table, you are given to start off just a little bit of like hummus. Different flavors of hummus. Hummus spiced with a little, just like normal tasting hummus, hummus with a little bit of lamb, hummus with a little bit of chicken, hummus with different spices on it, some baba ganoush, some lebne, all these different types of hummus is the first thing you all are receiving with different types of breads and cheeses. Everything from the different cheeses from the Rhea Empire to different parts of Eremer. You also get these little balls of cheese called that you've heard of called shanklish. It's very sweet and sour cheese as you bite into it. They're like cheese rolls for it. You notice and see different types of the bread styles, such as baguettes and wheat bread and white bread and all these different like pitas and flatbreads. It is just a whole slew of this opening for the first part of the meza feast. So we're going into a time soup. And as we go forward, the second course is going to be some tabules, some salads, some Caesar salad. Every type of salad that you can imagine is going to be kind of like the second part of it, as these are just like waves of it just being delivered. I would say about every like 15 minutes, you get the next wave of things for it. So let's go down the list, starting with Erlon. Erlon, as the feast begins, number one, are you eating a lot of the hummus and the food for the
Oh, yeah.
opening, or what are you doing?
The hummus and the baba ganoush, yes, for sure.
Yeah.
And then as I'm kind of like stuffing my face, like in the process, I'm just kind of listening here, look, trying to figure out. There's some keywords like one with big and one with red involved. Especially since she was talking about so much sacrifice and all this fighting that was done and saving that Big Red did. Just kind of listening in on some people, making sure that that just credits due where it's needed. So just just listening
All right. Awesome.
for now.
So,
Listening.
yep. So roll me a perception check, please.
Oh, we love these. We're gonna get hammered tonight, so it might go bad. Just learn perception check. We're gonna do
23. Awesome.
23.
So you are able to hear a lot of different things. So blood and red. Blood and red. It's gonna take a little bit for it.
That's okay.
Let me see.
I like both of those.
You
too.
do hear because all right, let me just pull for it. Okay. You do hear from the one of the tables to your left on this side of the table. You hear someone mention about red meat. That's what you pick up because you're looking and you're hearing for anything that's red or big. So you hear that something about meat, red meat. So that perks up your attention for it. Other than that, it's hard because this is just the opening for it. We're gonna get to it in just a moment, but looking around as you're eating and just like enjoying the food, you notice like where you're situated at. Chance is to your left, Lance is directly in front of you, and then to your right is this gnome individual, who kind of looks like that. She's wearing armor. She doesn't have any of her weapons, mind you, though.
Okay.
But
she has armor though. You can tell that she's a battle worn person.
Yeah, actually, sorry. No, she's not a gnome. She's a small folk. So she's like you, except she's actually the proper size of 3 feet tall.
Gotcha.
So your choice. You could at this moment you have a choice.
Engage. Is that what you're asking, huh?
No, I was gonna say you have a choice of either sitting where you're at and enjoying the meal. Number 2, starting a conversation with anyone near you, or 3, getting up and mingling.
And the only one I don't want near me is Lance across the way. I'm okay with Chance, but we are gonna maybe strike up a conversation with what's her name? Belbix? Belbrix?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch it. What was that?
The small folk.
Small folk.
I want to catch at least a quick conversation with her because I am definitely probably going to go towards the big red meat like really soon.
Perfect. So, how do you strike up a
Yet.
conversation with this small folk?
Literally just noticing that it looks like she's seen a couple battles possibly, and kind of just boasting, talking about well, my group of people, I guess, but mainly about Big Red, and just kind of bringing up past events
I'm
that
gonna
Big
ask
Red
you.
has. Yeah, the past.
I'm gonna ask you how. Like, this is like literally. How do you start the conversation?
Oh, okay. Well, first off, we always introduce ourselves as, "Hi, I'm Big Red," to her.
Hi, Big Red. Bill Bricks.
Bill Bricks. Haven't heard of you. Have you heard of Big Red though?
I have. Yeah, you're part of the Crimson Peacekeepers.
You're right, and I don't know if you know that, but the Crimson part is really associated with me a lot.
She kind of glances at you and then glances at Chance, who's like right sitting next to you.
She's red
Okay.
also. Okay, she just doesn't, boast about it as much as I do. It's pretty obvious that she's red. But hey,
She looks at everyone else that's in the Crimson Peacekeepers. She's like, only two of you are wearing red. Or, no, sorry. Zanny, you're wearing red also. So she's like, 3 out of 5. I expected a theme for all of you wearing red.
you know what? With me, there's enough red to fill the whole group, and Lance. He likes black on black with a little bit of green, I guess. That's basically it with him. But speaking of me, so you have obviously been fighting. Where, what have you done? Um, you know, have you done anything pretty amazing? Something to hit the papers?
No, I wouldn't say I've done anything newspaper worthy.
Okay, what brings you here to this type of shindig?
I'm the first apprentice to the Steel Magician.
That sounds cool.
Mhm.
What does that
Anything with
mean?
metal and magnets,
Oh,
I can control them.
magnets.
Well, and Erlon, you would remember this. During the 3 weeks ago, during the fires, you remember like in buckets dumping water in on the fires. And you remember that that was the Steel Magician literally using and controlling all the hundreds of pails just to like get water and dunk it onto the fires.
Oh shit, she's cool. Or no, the other
That this one's
person's
her
cool.
master, Galatina, who's sitting across from her.
All right, we'll talk to her later. Um,
And Belbrix is like, I prefer working on armors and such, less than magnets, but still, magnets are important. Magnetism, especially with electrical signals.
that's pretty cool. I mean, not my forte. I'm more just about, controlling metal in a different way, as in like in my hands and just dropping away at things, just the momentum of that.
That's fair. Well, if you
Yeah.
ever lose a limb, let me know and I can probably replace it with clockwork.
So you like make me a robot? Wait, are robots a thing yet?
Will Forged.
Will
Yeah, you can
Forge.
be sort of like a Will Forged.
Okay. Uh, hopefully that never happens, because with how much I've worked on these bad boys, and he does like a quick flex, I don't want to lose him anytime soon.
Yeah, they are impressive. So, and everything I've heard about you thus far has been impressive.
Thank you. Uh, um, thanks. Wow. I mean that. Erlon will definitely be blushing at this point.
Oh, more red.
More red. Wait, she says that?
Yeah, she says
Oh
that.
God. Oh man, I'm a little flustered. This might be a little weird, but Big Red Meat is calling my name. So, I'm gonna be back in a little bit. Are you particular about any types of meat?
I mean, not really. And she
Oh,
just like
pun
looks at
intended.
you, and you notice then suddenly, Lukman kind of like leans over and whispers something in her ear. Oh, I'm good for now.
Wait, yeah. Did I see his lips moving?
No, because he went close to her ear.
Motherfucker. What is this feet? This feet is useless for me. All right. Well, whatever, Mr. Black Sands. So we're gonna mosey on over to that table right on over here. I believe you said the meats.
Yeah, they were talking about something about red meat. So we're gonna pause that next conversation that you're gonna have there for it.
All right.
So pause it right there. Let's go to Chance. Chance, you just heard a little bit of Red's exchange with Belbrix. You're sitting in the middle of the table. Zanny's directly in front of you. Lance to one side, Chance on the other, or Alice on the other. And then to your left is a older-looking half-elf individual. So first question to you is: are you just going to be focusing, or yeah, the first question is: are you going to focus more on your meal, try to talk to your neighbors, or already get up and start floating around and talking to different individuals?
I'll introduce myself to the person next to me so I know who they are.
Great. So, um, go ahead. How do you introduce yourself?
Well, I suppose we've been thrust together. I should probably introduce myself. I'm Chance.
Sorry, Dean was just drinking really quickly. She nods. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Chance. I am Illustra, Al Mahmed.
Nice to meet you. What do you do in the city? What brings you to the feast?
I am been fortunate enough to become the new director of agriculture. It's nothing fanciful, but I will help with the farming initiatives and trying to work with individuals and make sure there's food to go around, especially with the winter coming.
Are you part of one of the druid circles, or just a farmer of more traditional means?
More of the traditional means. I was married to a druid. Unfortunately, he passed away. But I've carried on his work and representing a lot of the different families that I grew up with.
What are the current issues facing farmers here, aside from the droughts that are everywhere?
Well, there's the droughts and there's definitely the displacement element. There's a lot of fear and refugees and individuals that are abandoning the farms. The war, unfortunately, has disturbed a great deal of agriculture and production. Unfortunately, that means we may be facing some food shortages unless we act proactively and plan accordingly. We need to have a lot of outreach with the farmers in the different villages and towns. That, though, may be a little problematic, seeing as people still are wary of the war, both sides of the war, when it comes to the average farmer.
Mhm.
Also, just as a fun aside, DM's just looking at the screen and just noticed the hat right next to his hair. So, sorry, I distracted myself. But Illustra is going to look at you and be like, and you said you're Chance, and I see you're sitting next to all the other Crimson Peacekeepers. That must be exciting for you.
I don't know if exciting is the right word, but
You don't get a thrill from the adventurous life?
no.
Then may I interest you in farming? He
Um,
has a little smirk, a joke, like,
you know, if I weren't such a city girl,
fair. Cities have a certain allure.
I do like uh animals and the outdoors, but uh I like to be close enough that I can, well, uh I'm a bard by trade, so I like the entertainment and activities that tend to congregate in cities, because there isn't enough population in the rural areas to uh, I can't think of the word, require them, support them.
Understandable. The villages get quite small, especially here in Ares that I've been setting up on. Some of the towns are only like less than 10,000 people, some less than 5,000. And they're all sporadic across the areas, let alone the nomadic tribes. I was speaking to Ambassador Geode about that actually, about how we can work with pastoral farmers for the production that we need. Have you met Ambassador Geode?
I did. I spoke to her earlier.
Oh, good. Well, if you also are an individual that likes animals, have you been to the zoo over here in Timoshk?
I have not nearly as long as I wished to, but I made a brief visit. It's very nice.
I personally haven't gone yet to it. What was your opinion of it?
Oh, it's lovely. Have you lived in Timashq long, or are you new with the Eastern folk?
No, I'm a recent transplant. I've traveled these parts when I was far younger, but I am setting new roots here.
Where are you from?
From the capital Asladad.
Ah,
And you do notice that when she says the capital, she's it's a statement also. It's the fact that she's saying like the eastern capital instead of the western one.
mhm.
But yes, it's have you been far into the east regions of the empire?
Um, I traveled some when I was younger before the war started.
And she's going to continue. She's going to ask you now, starting asking you questions like, where are you from? Like, where did you grow up and such? So it's overall a pleasant conversation and yeah, for it. Do you try to continue like having like the pleasant conversation or do you also try to um, excuse yourself after a moment to try to like mingle about?
I mean, she'll continue talking with her as long as she wants to. She'll try
Okay.
to find out more since this girl seems to be firmly from the East. She'll
Hmm.
try to find out more about the East.
Perfect. Yeah. We'll get to that in a moment then, as you're spending the time with the conversation with Illustra. Uh, so great. Let's go then next to Zanny. Zanny, you're square in the middle of the table as well. To your right is Alice. To your left is Lance. And directly in front of you was Chance and Erlon. Chance is still there. She's talking to Illustra, and you pick up a little bit about the conversation they're having about like that this is the new director of agriculture in this region. You also hear Erlon's brief moments with Belbrix. Uh, but yeah, what are you doing? Are you gonna? I'm gonna offer the three things again. One, uh, eating, just focusing on the first part of the dinner. Let everyone else get their things out. Number two, talking to Alice or Lance, or number three, getting up and moseying about.
Um, for the first part, Zanny's been to a lot of these kind of functions when she was younger, but like she's always been adjacent to the important people and not the important people. So uh she's taking a moment to like this is her like chill time to like just take it all in. She's just sitting there with that cup of pineapple juice in her hand. She has yet to take a drink from it.
Okay.
And she's just sitting there holding it and she's just watching the whole table. Like she's just kind of people watching for the moment. Like she's not even eating. It's really just like she's just trying to take it all in before she actually gets up and does something because like she's feeling overwhelmed.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you, roll if you're gonna you can do this. You can spend your turn, so to speak, doing an insight check. So you can do that where you're just studying the table and trying to understand the flow of politics in the table.
I think what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to focus over on this side of the table on the east side, because that's where the people that I had heard about that I want to talk to are.
Okay.
So I'm focusing on that side, and it's almost like Zanny's trying to find her in.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. She's just trying to find. She's like nursing. She's nursing that cup, and she's trying to find her in. So I'll roll that insight.
18. Okay. So right off the bat, what you're able to notice, so looking at the farther tables for it, you notice that there's some conversations or banter between Lukman and the other two apprentices. What you're able to notice though is that one of the apprentices does not talk at all. She just like nods, she smiles, she just like makes hand gestures, but the turtlekin is not speaking at all. You also notice though, of the three main magicians, they're just eating. They're eating quietly and listening, but they're not having any conversations whatsoever, even with each other. So that part is a little bit very, very quiet until Lance strikes up a conversation with one of them. I'm going to say that he probably would strike up a conversation with them, but otherwise, they're not really talking amongst each other for it. You're not sure if there's like a tension between them, if this is their like they've all agreed or have just like nothing else to say to each other for it, but that is something that catches your attention.
Yeah. Or if they're just like, this is like our 30th one of these.
Also,
We're
the
here because
same
we have to
magician,
be.
same
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, they
they're
just don't have
all-
anything new to say.
and they're all into their extremely esoteric research that they will not share with each other because it's
Yeah.
their stuff.
It's
So
like,
yeah,
this is the group of people that had their conversation before they even sat at the table. They're like, oh, how is your research going? Oh, it's going well. How's yours? Oh, it's going well. That's good. Okay, we've caught up for the last 5 years of not talking. Let's go have a seat now.
yeah, it basically is. So you hit the nail on the head for it. There's no like tension of animosity towards them, but they just aren't talking to each other. And they are
Gotcha.
they are looking around at the table for it. So they are also like perceptions and everything. On the deeper side of the table, farther to the east, you notice that there is more noise coming there, and that allows it because the middle table is quieter. That allows you to catch some of the things and hear that it does sound a little bit more optimistic or a lot more enjoyable conversations. They're right now a little bit superfluous or not superfluous, a little bit more casual about like, oh yeah, I've heard about the food here is great. They're talking about like how they're excited that this is going to be a good third feast, and just generally, it's kind of like safer topics at this moment, uh, between like the dawn callers, the ambassador, the cleric, and the military that's on that side of it. So you're able to pick up that it's right now pleasant. If you're looking for an inn, right now they're just talking about food and third feast for at least the first 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
But yeah, go ahead.
I think just for the first part here, just Zanny just sits there and watches that side of the table, and eventually she does take a sip. She's like, "Oh, that's really good. Oh, that's really really good." I rolled to see if I'd like it, and I got a nat 20, and I'm like, "Oh, that's really. Oh, dang."
It's now your new favorite drink. Then
Yeah.
you're now in love with pineapple juice.
But she pulls herself away from it and leans over towards Alice and just kind of, I know there's supposed to be like a gift thing or something. Do you know when we're supposed to do that?
Sunny, did you bring a gift?
I may have made one.
Sunny, you're supposed to tell me these things so we can go in and I can bring one too, so it doesn't look like I'm not. You're supposed to tell me these things.
Well, I thought I'd spare everyone the money and just make one on behalf of like the whole group and just, here you go. It's nothing crazy. It's not even anything really powerful. It's just,
Do I know at what point that does happen?
It can happen at any time. You can go. Usually people do it halfway through the feast.
Typically people wait until around halfway, it sort of breaks up the tedium. When you're eating and talking to the same 32 people, I suppose, for 2 hours, you want to break it up and have a reason to approach the head.
Okay, that makes sense. Have you tried this? This is. You can tell she's trying so hard to not cuss. this is good. This is so good.
Are you just drinking pineapple juice?
Is that what this is?
That's what it. Yes, Bruce has it pretty much every morning. I make him drink it.
You've not.
Bruce
You
doesn't
know
like
this?
pineapple juice. He just drinks it because Alice tells him.
No, Alice makes him. All right, if he's gonna be a good husband, he's gonna drink that pineapple juice. All right.
But yeah.
I actually
Zanny,
love pineapple orange juice, so you got good taste, Annie.
So yeah, Zanny, you marvel with it, and the server gets you a refill for it.
Yeah, as soon as she realizes it's any good, like the entire cup is gone. You're not gonna have to worry about Red eating too much. It's gonna be Zanny drinking all the pineapple juice.
Awesome. All right, let's switch over then to Alice. Alice, how are you enjoying the third feast? Are you eating a lot of like the first opening meal with the hummus and such, the cheese and the bread, or are you focusing more on mingling? And if so, you have there are three choices. One, focus on the food. Two, focus on your neighbors. Three, get up and start moving about. For your neighbors, sorry, quickly, to your right is Amira, even Weaver, who is sitting next to you for it. She probably will have some conversation with you already for it. Directly in front of you is Elistra, and you heard her introduce herself as the director of agriculture. She's currently talking with Chance, but you can also ask other things with her. And then to your left is Zanny. So, what are you doing?
Yeah, whenever Zanny actually is like, "Hey, try this drink," Alice has been sort of picking at the food a little bit. She wants to go really slowly, but once Zanny seems not so invested in staring everybody down with the stank eye anymore, she is going to lean over to Amira and go, "Oh, darling, I did want to introduce you to one of my very, very dearest friends, and quite possibly the only reason the Crimson Peacekeepers are alive as a whole." And she's going to kind of like lean back a little bit. Zanny, can I introduce you to Amira, please, darling? I was telling you about her earlier. I told you I invited her to tea.
Yeah. Hello. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Amira Weaver. You are?
Dr. Zanishar Glory Song. You can just call me Zanny. It's a mouthful.
Dr. Zanny. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Do you come to these things particularly often, or?
Well, not this particular third feast. I used to go to a lot of the second feasts for it.
Okay.
So, but I've heard a little bit about you and all the Crimson Peacekeepers. Alice was regaling to me a little earlier about your adventures in the caverns. So, you all live a very exciting life.
Yeah, it's kind of a thing. It's been a fun adventure hanging out with these kids.
So your accent, are you Rian?
I am. Yeah.
Great.
Silver City.
Silver City. Okay. That's amazing. That's the capital of the the second Ria Empire.
Yeah.
That's how is it down there?
It's big. It's huge and shiny. And I mean, they say it's, they call it the Silver City, but I mean, there's a weird gleam when it comes over the horizon, and that's how you know you're home. But it's not without its troubles too. I mean, after everything happened, a couple hundred years ago, they had to put everything back together. And well, they've got most of it. The truth wards are kind of annoying.
Truth wards?
The whole city covered head to toe in a zone of truth. Anytime you're outside, you cannot willingly speak any lies.
That sounds interesting.
It was a feat of magical engineering, and they did it not once but twice. So I was very impressed with the whole thing, but it can be cumbersome sometimes.
I can imagine how cumbersome, brutal honesty can be. So, at
But
that moment, Elkas comes over and refills Alice's, gives her another champagne glass.
oh, here we go again. Ha!
Well, look, he's going to be our friend by this evening, by the end of this evening too, Zenny. I have done very well for myself, okay? I can cut loose and enjoy this third feast with everyone else, alright?
You don't need my permission. I don't know why you seek it.
I'm not seeking your permission. I am validating myself because I can feel your judgment.
You're fine. You do you, honey.
Namira is then. Well, allow me, though, to introduce to you, Alice, dear, to Lady Evenweaver, the Viscountess. And you do see she kind of like leans back, and now you see she kind of like looks over to you. You are no role is needed. You've grown up here. You know this is a major political figure in Timosh, and what you remember is she was an adventurer long ago when she went out on her elven pilgrimage, turning 100, and then she went on a couple of adventures and married 400 years ago the Steel Magician. Afterwards, after he passed away, she continued his legacy, funding research and more focusing on barding. But she established and is one of the richest individuals in this government. They call her the Viscountess not because it's an official title, but because of just how much money she has for it. She focuses a lot on investments and has a lot of connections with other noble families. Hence why they call her the Viscountess for it.
What's the appropriate way to greet someone of a higher station than you in Aramere? Do I curtsy? Do I give her my hand? Do I kiss her ring? Like, Alice would know, but I don't know.
Yeah, the common way to do this is the hand on the heart.
Alright, well, Alice is gonna give her the old hand on the heart, the little, downcast those eyes a little bit in the presence of greatness type thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a pleasure to meet you. Amira was telling me all about you, but I mean, clearly, everyone knows everything about you.
And Amira spoke very highly of you. So
Oh.
I hear that there may be a tea party later on. No?
Yes, of course. I mean, it's been a while since I've made friends here in Timosh, because I've been away in Serik for quite some time. So I figured it was time to, branch out again, find a new set of friends.
That's where we're pausing the scene for Alice. And we're gonna go back to the next rounds and such. So, but right now, Alice, you are talking to the Viscountess. So you're just like, I don't know. So, round two. As everyone is like mingling about, next wave of food comes up. It is now lots of salads and soups of all different kinds from every part of the empire. You see grape leaves being served, both hot and cold, veggie and like stuffed grape leaves with like different types of meats in there. You also start noticing different cuisines from across the empire, including noodles. Uh, ramen noodles from the Keiki Empire, or sorry, the Keiki Shogunate. You start seeing these interesting little like fish platters from Avra. You notice some of the more like rustic cuisines from like Tamshir. You are just noticing like a lot of like other types of food are being introduced in this like appetizer course for it, including miso soup as well as tabbouleh and fattoush. So, they send nudes. Yeah. All right. So let's go to the top of the round. Erlon, Big Red. You heard meat. You go over and you see on this table there's a lot of interesting individuals.
Yeah.
You hear and you start hear the conversation, especially as they're starting to bring out the next rounds of things. you hear this orc individual say, "I really hope they have a good amount of meat today. I brought my appetite." And that was your in, because they were talking about that. But then you also hear this gnomish individual say, "Just pace yourself. Red meat isn't always the best. I would wager white meat for more healthier, balanced lifestyle." And then this individual is like, "It's a party, dear. You can enjoy and let a little vice. Live like an orc for a while."
Fuck yeah.
It, and she just like shrugs and drinks her tea. But Erlon, what do you do?
Speaking of big red meat, that's exactly why I came here to talk to you guys about. So I heard about this meat that you speak of. I'm gonna look right at the gnome
Oh,
and
no.
be like, hush yourself about the meat. Meat is very necessary. All right.
I agree and accept meat. I'm just saying that white meat is also good.
You know, still meat. Neither here nor there. But I'll tell you this. Meat is what gave me these bad boys. He throws a little flex at her.
Gulabar is just like, he's got muscle there. He kind of like reaches over and does touch your flexing muscles. He's like, "Yeah, those are good ones."
Oh yeah, they are. Are you trying to say that I'm small at all?
Not at all. But if you want to see some big guns as well, he starts taking off his coat, and this guy's like just like smacks him on the side. "Not here, dear.
Hmm.
Later on. You look like you got yourself built up like a warrior, though. Am I right?"
You're damn right. And it's big
Damn
red.
right I
Yeah, yeah.
am.
I
So,
don't know why you're laughing so much. Huh? I haven't seen you at the gym.
I just came over with my wife from the east, or well, more specifically, the Negrand Point.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna be spending a lot more time here. My beautiful, strong wife.
Hmm. Well, if you're gonna be spending some time here, I'm gonna have to show you a nice little gym not too
Oh,
far from here.
what place are you talking about?
It is. Let me look at my notes. Give me a second, because
I'll
Erlon
post
sucks at
it.
memory.
Plug, you plug,
It's a
plug,
brown
plug.
bear thing. Oh, you can put it in there. Brown bear. It is a brown bear. I was about to say black bear. The brown bear gym, where champions are made.
Brown Bear Gym. I haven't heard of that place. I'll have to take a look. Do you know what part of town it's in?
Jesus, that's what are you doing here to me? All right, it's Erlon, for God's sakes. He doesn't know this crap.
Just posting it for you.
I think I should do intelligence checks every time for Erlon at this point. Uh, it's Cyrus. Cyrus.
It's Cyrus's town. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. You know, I go
I'm going
there
to be
quite a
spending
bit.
time here and having to deal with a lot of books and keep the education system strong. I might as well also keep my body strong, be strong physically, mentally, spiritually.
Hmm. Books are more the other red ones. Forte.
Which
Um,
other red? Like, were you pointing at?
yeah, I point over to Chance, like that one over there.
All
Uh,
right.
but like I said, if you want to, prove, yourself. I mean, you do look like a big guy, but I have a little trick up my sleeves. And he looks, he's like, Erlon's not wearing any sleeves. He's like, but I mean, I'd be happy to, go against you at one point.
Have
A little lift
you ever
off.
been boxing?
Boxing. Yeah. They make you wear red gloves, which is, my favorite thing.
Good. Yeah, I always enjoy boxing. Nothing.
All right.
Just it's a good sport in my mind.
It is a good sport. Are you trying to do this right now?
Here, no.
Oh, okay.
16,
All right.
no. I don't
Right.
want to embarrass my wife.
Your wife. Oh my goodness. Your wife. Who is she again?
She's like, he's right there. Like he's referred to her multiple times, and Erlon's completely oblivious.
Hi.
Renzilka.
What do you do?
My name is Renzilka. I'm the new director of education.
The director of education. Ah. So you got this big guy smart, huh?
Yes. I was drawn to his strength and body and mind. Don't let Gulabar fool you. He is very sharp-witted and a very educated individual.
You know what? I could agree, but he has sleeves on, and that just suppresses his muscles. I don't know about that.
He usually doesn't wear sleeves, or he usually
Ah,
wears short-sleeved shirts. These occasions, though, I insist on him wearing sleeves.
I'm liking this guy. I'm liking this guy a lot. Damn.
Gulabar's like, "Oh, how well are you with mathematics?"
I know
His
how to.
lance literally decided.
Fuck you, Lance. Well, I mean, I know. I know enough to get me, through.
Great. If you ever want to do calculate some things with using advanced calculus, let me know.
Sure. Right now, my learnings are just focused on Draconic.
Renzilka actually speaks in Draconic and says something to you.
Hmm. Um,
Has Erlon been studying?
Erlon has not been studying.
You have no idea what she just said. What do you respond? How do you respond?
In whatever little Draconic word I know Lance told me one thing, which is not a good thing.
I think he taught you good luck or something like that.
Was it? I thought it was worse than that. Oh my god. Hold on. Shit.
It's gonna be one of those things where he told you he taught you good luck, but it's actually go fuck yourself.
That's what I thought he did say in the background.
We're gonna see how this turns out.
Whatever whatever Lance told me in Draconic, I'm going to repeat back to her, but very stern face, like I know what I'm saying.
So I'm gonna ask you first, roll a d20.
Oh god. Yeah. Straight roll. Let's go. Another 20. Nope, it's 11. That's okay.
And you say it with a straight face, and she's just kind of like, okay then.
Okay, then is right. Yep. I've been working pretty hard on that.
I can tell.
Wow. This
Go-
is going great.
Gulabar just starts laughing, like belly laughing. Renzilka is just she likes she likes you.
Well, the feeling is mutual, and maybe, if I can't get to the gym anymore, I might end up going to a library once in my life.
Renzilka, books and libraries are part of the cornerstone of our country. We should be having an educated society, and everyone should at least be going to a library at least once in their life. You'd be surprised what you can learn.
I can't find the time when I'm just focusing so much on bettering me.
You can better yourself in multiple ways. Dare I say, perhaps training manuals for yourself.
Training manuals. The gym. That's where I'm at right now. But like I said, I never count my chickens until they hatch. That's what we say in the farms, So whatever, however you say that in Draconic, I'm not gonna, speak your ear off in Draconic or anything.
Yeah.
But
And point of order, I will say, today is Civilizations Day, so your ability to speak, as Chance brought up a good point in the chats, you can speak better. Like she understood what you said, and there was something like you understood that you actually did say good luck to her.
okay.
So that was What she asked, though, you did not really understand very
No.
well.
No, I didn't understand her.
But you feel like you can talk better, but you still have very limited vocabulary for it.
Gotcha. All right. Well, it's been a pleasure, talking to Brains and Braun here. And like I said, if you guys do find the meat,
Gulabar is like, we're both brains and both brawns.
Yes, I get that already. All right, I won't say you're better than me, but you have a leg up. All right, but like I said, when the day comes, at least I can prove myself at the gym. That's a guarantee.
Well, I'll see about joining that gym later on if it's so highly recommended by one of the famous Crimson Peacekeepers.
Yes, Big Red. Big Red, remember
Big Red.
The name. Yeah, Big Red.
Perfect. Well, there's some new meat here, and he's like, ooh, miso soup. And he gets the miso soup and starts drinking.
It's a sophisticated looking guy. I can't with him. Whatever.
After that, where are you go? Are you going back to your seat?
Well, I wanted to see it. So I caught a little bit of Alice's conversation, right?
Yes. You guys can hear if you're near close proximity, I would say you can hear Alice right now is talking to the Viscountess, this elven woman across the table.
And is it like very obvious that she seems a little like this lady's a little too, way better than her? I'm just saying,
roll an
social
insight
wise.
check if you want.
All right. Insight check it is, please. God be a 20. Okay, it's good. 16.
16. You could tell Alice is perhaps a little intimidated, but she's also not really showing it. More so the fact of her focusing in on important person.
Okay.
And she's also tipsy.
Yes. So in that case,
well, we're gonna pause for you for a moment. Are you gonna head over there, or
I am heading over there? Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go back to your next scene for that in a moment.
I'm just deciding if I'm gonna jump over the table or around it. No, I'm just playing. I'm gonna go around.
Let's say the fastest way to get kicked out. All right. Let's go to Chance. Chance, you heard a little bit of what was going on with Erlon across, but you've been having a good conversation with Lystra, talking about she's interested to hear about what's your experience in the central regions. She mentioned she's never been to Erdita, so she's interested in hearing a little bit more about your homeland, how you feel with everything, and she does mention one thing about it is the need to preserve the water in Erdita and how they're just going through a lot of water from what she's read in there. It's good that they have that the water, the Lake Murray, but Lake Murray probably will go dry in 200 years if it's on that exponential consumption, according to her research, she says. But overall, she is interested in knowing more about you. So how much would you disclose to Lystra about your background?
I mean, she's not really hiding anything. That she worked in Erdita at the casinos, went to Bard College there, got a job west of there near the forest region, whatever that.
Okay.
The forest that's near the place that the manor was.
Gotcha.
Not. I mean, she's not she's not necessarily giving away secrets of
Nothing very, very personal, just more focused on just casual
background. but anything that she asked, unless it was like she was trying to pry, I would probably answer honestly. She's just not going into her trauma or her backstory of
fair. Totally fair for that. So great. But yeah, do you want to keep having a conversation with Illustra, or did you want to try like get up and go different parts of the table?
Is Erlon the only one who's mingling, or are other people like?
I would say right
Hell
now
yeah, he is.
he's the only one.
I'm the only one
I
walking
don't want.
around like an
I think
idiot.
Lance would like eventually, but I don't want to say anything that he isn't yet. I know he definitely is going to talk to Galtina, so I'll just say he gets up and is talking to her for a brief moment. But you do notice Avalos is going over and is talking to Nadira. You would notice that the this satyr does go over and start talking to um, the director of medicine for it. Um, I'll say that there's also. Let me just. Yeah, actually, Lance would get approached by the commissioner, who's having a private conversation with her for a brief moment. You're not able to find out or see what it's about, but he's having a private conversation with her, which I will be RPing with him for it. And then let me see. I think that would be it, at least right now. In like the first 30 minutes, those are the ones who've gotten up. People are starting to mingle, but of your party, only Erlon has gotten up, and then Lance.
Well, yeah, no, I was kind of meaning more yet the other people that weren't our party, because Chance is Chance is trying to still get the temperature of the room. So she's actually curious as to, now that the seat next to her where Erlon was is empty, whether anyone would approach them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So she's still having a conversation with Illustra, but like making it maybe trying to focus more on the table. So making herself like a little more open if somebody approached her, like making it so she's not like totally focused on Illustra, where people wouldn't focus or wouldn't approach you because you're having a conversation with someone. Like she'll still converse with her, but like more in a instead of facing her, facing the table kind of way, like.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's starting to happen. You're starting to see people like getting up and doing things. If you're waiting to see if someone's gonna take the seat that Erlon was, you may have. I'm gonna roll for it in a moment. So, let me see. I'm gonna roll a d20, see if someone comes over and strikes up a conversation with you. That's cocked. That's a 6, so no, not yet. No one has come over yet, but you are starting to see people are starting to do that type of maneuvering.
Yeah. So in the meantime, she's just more kind of like trying to listen to the conversations that she can hear snippets of, and kind of watch the dynamics before she makes any kind of assumptions or movement.
Okay. Yeah. Then if that's the case, roll a insight check for me, please. 18. Okay. So a couple things that you would notice. You notice automatically what I mentioned to Zanny, that the magicians table, the three main magicians aren't talking to each other at all. They don't seem even interested in talking to anyone in the party for whatever reason. The apprentices actually do seem to be having a little bit more of a friendly rapport with it. They seem to be conversing with Lukman, and you would know that Lance would have mentioned it to you that Lukman is the newest apprentice. So they are actually engaging with him, trying to find out more about him. It's like this is the first time they are with him for it. You notice that as drinks are being drank more freely, there's a lot more like excitable conversations that are occurring. But you would have noticed a couple of things with that 18. You would notice that the commissioner, before she went to talk to Lance, seemed across the table, because the way you were looking at Illustra, you would have seen a little bit. Looked like there was some tension on the far end of the table for whatever reason, and that Maybe perhaps that's why the commissioner got up. Maybe it has nothing to do with it. You're not sure, but that would be something that you caught inciting the room. You would notice that the others seem to be on this side of the table, on the eastern side. There's a lot of conversations focused a lot with this soldier looking individual. Um, he seems to be having a lot of attention with him, and as well as with the other general. And they seem to be talking a little bit more now, talking a little bit more about shop, a little bit about like the war efforts and everything. So that's what you're able to pick up as the conversations are changing and the dynamics are starting to become more and more fluid as the time goes on. So that's what you would get at least from this far, while still being engaged with Elistra and building a good rapport with her. So just like with Zanny, I'll say that that's what you primarily are focused in on. Next turn, you can get up and start mingling more, or wait in my roll again to see if someone comes and sits next to Chance and strikes up a conversation with her. But let's go then to Zanny. Zanny, you spent your turn inciting people. Are you gonna get up and do anything at this moment?
Yeah, I think I think at this point in time, we're about a half an hour in. She's finished her first. She's finished her first plate of food, and she's looking down at that side of the table to see what they have down at the same side she was looking at before.
Yeah, you see that there's a lot of fish food from Avra.
She's going to it's because well, you just take your plate over, right, and then just grab some more food. Yeah. So
Yep.
she's just gonna look over and pat Alice on the leg and say, "You got this, honey." And she's gonna hop down and start walking over to the other side.
All right. You start moving over. You pass the magicians who are all very, very quiet. They do kind of like nod at your general direction. And then you notice Siham, who you are familiar with, as well as Arkun, who does nod at you. You literally you saved his life. You remember, with you and Chance, he had been decapitated by violence.
I give him a little wave as I go by. Just
He does then say, not to interrupt everyone, but have all of you made the acquaintance of Dr. Zanishara? Immediately, all the attention goes over to you. And let me just roll a d4. All right, the brigadier, the dwarfen individual, nods. He's like, "Yes, we've met her at the meeting with General Nadira. So the city owes you a great debt, Doctor."
I appreciate the sentiment. I don't see it that way. I'm just doing my job. People wouldn't needed help, and I was here to do it. So I was just glad to help.
The gnomish individual right next to you kind of like smiles. What kind of doctor are you?
I'm I work in medical science actually. I'm I trade in psychiatry usually, uh, xenobiology, that kind of thing.
Interesting. That's very interesting. I'm more of a chemist myself, on the apothecary side.
I will say I heard a bit of a rumor that that was true. I share that same trade as well. The xenobiology that I speak of, I am um, 1/16th Dreamkin.
Greenkin. That's impressive and rare.
So it's been a study of my own biology actually, and latent powers in our family.
I'd recommend staying clear of the good doctor. He might ask you of a blood sample.
I've I have been eyeing that gentleman. What is his deal?
Sorry, I didn't hear that. What was that?
What is his deal?
He's also an apothecary, a mutagist. He's fascinated by genetics.
You know, I dabbled in that a little bit, but it was a little bit too much, too far for me. You know, I I, I respect that he can do it, but it's just not for me.
Yes, he's one of leading. He's a very exceptional person, but right now he's on duty, making sure everything is safe. Know that he's checking everything constantly, using his injections.
So he's your on call. I understand.
Yes.
Okay. And it is so um it's so infrequent that I run into another person in my profession. I would love to sit down at some point in time and trade notes with you.
Of course, it seems um, apothecarism is on the rise in Aramare, and I think that's a good thing. And then you see the general nods. My wife and I share that sentiment for far too long. I mean, doctors are an important part of this country. It's good that now even doctors are being able to access magic. It's going to help our country be pushed even further along in magic and technology.
I agree. It's one of the marvels of the science itself. I love is that how it so seamlessly tends to blend the two of them together. It's there's some parts of my there's some parts of my science I can't quite tell if it's magic or not.
Mhm. It's needed, in my opinion. We should be investing a lot in apothecarism so that way we can utilize it and preserve and help the health of this nation. No
You'll
offense,
hear no arguments
uh,
from me.
no offense, Archon, but clerics, unfortunately, the 16 have decided that they're not going to be creating mass producing clerics. So I think this is our answer. We invest in science, technology, apothecaries. We can have people healed in hospitals and on the battlefield.
I would I would argue there's merit to be seen in both. I mean, we we all want to accomplish the same goal, right?
Mhm.
We're just here to heal people.
Correct. You could also
You
roll
know,
an insight check there. Mhm.
and there's only so much that well that we as scientists can do with a person's soul. So and then she'll gesture over to Arcoon's like, that's where our friends come in over here.
Gotcha. I'm gonna send you a private message just really quickly.
Lumi, that's too good. I just looked in Discord. That's too good. Bird box.
We haven't butchered a name in quite some time, so
No, we've
was-
not had a better to cover batch in a while.
it was time.
Oh no, what have I done?
Okay, just sent you something.
Um, ah, okay.
Yeah.
Zanny
know,
just kind of Zanny clocks that, just kind of follows it away, just like it makes sense.
You are correct, Dr. Zanashara Glory-san. The Our souls should be shepherded and protected by the clerics, but there also should be equal parts with clerics and apothecaries. I think
I
that
can
is
agree with
its
that.
future.
I can definitely agree with that. I just feel that there's room for. I guess the best way to say it is, I guess I just feel there's room for science and the 16 at the same time.
Of course. And his wife's. Oh, my apologies. I never introduced myself. My name is Riro L. Kaplan.
It is a pleasure to finally meet you. I've only heard about you.
Yes. What I didn't quite catch. What type of specialty when it comes to apothecary subclass do you have?
Aliens.
An alienist. You would make the good doctor appear normal.
Well, yeah, I I usually have a different pair of gloves on just to show off, but you know.
And you notice this individual kind of like looks a little like concerned. He's like, aliens?
I well, I speak in a generic sense. Uh, Xenobiology is just the study of things that aren't from our plane of reality. So, just like say for instance, the astral plane, that would be considered xenobiology for me.
Okay. And Riro is like, or sorry, Siham next to him then mentions, consider aberrations. They would
Hmm.
be fall under that category of alien. We're not talking about the science fiction books of little worms and living slimes.
It's the the quarry specifically are my topic of research. That's where I've done my specialization. I've decided to go deep into my own heritage.
Well, that sounds really interesting. I'll admit, it's not an area of study that I'm familiar with, but that's why we all have the apothecaries to rely on now, more than ever.
Speaking of things to rely on, you're one of those you're one of those pilots, correct? Ali?
Yes, and he kind of actually looks like more confident as you say that. Yes, I am the pilot for the Massif. Currently one of two that's trained that utilizes the Massif here in Timosh.
That is an extraordinary machine, and if I may say so, it must take an extraordinary man to handle it.
Well, thank you. It does take a toll on the user.
I can imagine. I mean, just the pneumatic stress alone, it's got to be terrible. You must have to do a lot of physical conditioning because you those things must beat your body up something fierce.
Yes, it does take a toll on us, but I'm conditioned for it, trained in it, and there's just something about riding a Massif. It's like no other experience.
And appreciate that. You found your thing.
And General Ahmed Kaplan is like, I also believe Massifs, if we can get them mass produced, absent whatever bottlenecks the engineers and artificers are facing, that too will become a symbol of Aramir.
You know, Speaking of the mass production of these things, I noticed that there was some modularity to them. Like they could be utilized not for war but for construction as well.
Indeed.
I caught that the other day. Oh, no, that was just earlier today. I caught that.
Uh,
That's something.
Nadira's vision for them is more about the deconstruction of them and reapplying their components for different parts of construction and other technologies. Nadira, as well as the Sultana, have that vision for the Massif.
It's absolutely stunning. Just then she looks over at Ali. I truly mean it. Your work is absolutely stunning.
Thank you. Appreciate kind words from a kind doctor. And we're gonna
But
pause
you've
that
earned
scene.
it.
Yep, we're gonna pause that scene as you're schmoozing with them for the moment. Um, let's go over to Alice. Alice, you're schmoozing with Amira and Eileen, Even Weaver, for things.
Yep.
I want you to roll me a charisma check with advantage.
I'm gonna throw up.
See how you're faring with the Viscountess.
I'm gonna throw up. Not well.
18. 18 is good. You're like, I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw up. I'm like, calm down. It's going really good. You're having a very good conversation with the Viscountess. So good that she also then, throughout the conversation, then mentions, have you met Hilary Fuladi, the Steel Baroness? And she gestures to another individual, a small folk, for it. Now, I want you to also roll a history check for me.
Yep. Yep. There we go. God, what aggressively mid rolls?
For that. All right, I'm going to send you a private message.
Oh.
Now,
I'm
this
actually
whisper brought to you by Orca Cola.
I am
And
actually just dreading Erlon showing up
which
because
we're gonna get to in a moment. So, just give me a second. So Hillary's.
Red, I've been so nice to you lately. We've been best friends.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be mean.
I don't know if I trust that.
It's gonna be the drink. Tis the drink tonight.
It always scares me when I see him typing. Even though he tells me he's going to type, but still it's intimidating.
I know, every
Alright,
time.
don't put kinda like Alice into parentheses. Wow, okay, so she's doing a lot better for herself than I did. She did what I did and then, did it better, is what I'm
So-
hearing.
Hillary introduces. Eileen is introducing you to Hillary, and Hillary's like, Lady Mazer. No.
Oh, yes, and you are Lady. I can say her last name.
Fuladi.
Let me scroll this direction. Fuladi. Yes, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Correct?
Correct.
Oh.
Eileen and Amira were talking highly about you.
That seems to be the strangest common theme going around this party. I thought we were here to celebrate civilization and, is it General Nadira?
Yes, and General Nadira. Yep.
And General Nadira and, General Ahmet?
Yep.
Okay, and
Yep.
General I had to make sure it was General. And General Ahmet, I mean, there's been so much talk about the Crimson Peacekeepers that I as much as this party should be about us, clearly. I'm just kidding. It's a little weird that we're the talk of the town, no?
Well, it's not too weird or strange, considering you helped to defeat the Coven. I mean, right now, I don't want to say it's a 5 minutes of fame, but you are right now the talk of the town.
Well, I suppose, I mean, surely it pales in comparison to any of the Viscountess's exploits, but...
The Viscountess was just telling me about the situation with you for a brief moment. I mean, the Viscountess and I go way back, decades. We've been in this business. But this is a day of celebrating civilization, industry. And if I'm not mistaken, you also are an industrialist yourself. Papery Industries.
Yes, I dare say I am a bit ashamed to say I did not take the more, I suppose, industrial route as my husband, and I've been homemaker up until this point, but yes, my husband is very much an industrialist.
Amira kind of chimes in. Well, homemaker and adventurer. You can't sell yourself too short.
Oh, no, I said up until now, darling. And she's gauging the room with that darling, by the way. That's the first one she said this whole evening.
Yeah. She's been calling you Alice Deer.
Okay, so we're good with her. She's good. She's good to go. No. I just meant leading up to this sudden awakening of, I would like to do more with my life. I mean, unfortunately, I am cursed with a shortened human lifespan, so felt 28 was as good a year as any to revamp my life and change the world.
Never underestimate the lifespan of a human. My husband, and she kind of like taps this older man who you notice is like in his 70s, 80s. Lord of the Forges. Human ambition is a class of its own.
Well, I can drink to that. Alice will give a little bit of a glass raise, not a full, to Aramir, but just a...
Yeah. It's my understanding, though, there's some trouble with Papery Industries recently, no?
Oh, I wouldn't say it's trouble. I mean, Bruce has mostly had it handled. There was a fire in the factory because, the equipment is not perfect. I mean, we can't have everything perfect all the time because then what reason would you have anybody to fix things? They wouldn't even have a job. But there was a bit of a fire, and obviously, when insurance is involved, you have to make sure that all your ends are tied up.
A little bit of heard some scandals breaking out about it, but I'm sure they're unfounded.
I
with
mean, you
everything.
know how nobles tend to talk and gossip. I mean, you get one whiff of bad news and suddenly the story spins so wildly out of control. It's, there was a fire in the factory, and 2 days later it's, oh my gosh, that paper industry's fire burned down half of Zarek.
Hmm. Well, that you are true. It is true. The rumor mill spins and spins out of control these days. But if Zarek is not the place to be, perhaps you would consider relocating the factory to here in Timoshk. I'm sure my husband and I would be happy to have a conversation with your husband, Bruce Mazer. Perhaps we can come to an arrangement.
Well, next time I
I'll
see
take a
him.
quick pause for a moment. Roll a wisdom check for a moment.
Just a check.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to send you one more thing.
If you say kind of like Alice in parentheses again,
I'm just going to do
that was targeted. Rude. I'm getting bullied by the DM and no one can see it because it's in my private messages. R slash RPG horror stories.
There.
Okay, well, I liked what you said at first. I didn't like the second line.
I mean, it is what it is, isn't it?
Alice is, she's.
However way you respond, that's going to be a tell.
Well, I mean, darling, next time I talk to Bruce, that is very much something I would love to bring up to him. I mean, it would be an honor, first off, but secondly, there's not a lot of information or people, me namely, going in and out of Timashk these days, so it has been a while since I have seen my husband. You can apologize. I apologize for not being able to speak on his behalf.
Well, hopefully he can come back soon and be on this side of the war. And hopefully we can keep forging stronger bonds of friendship with each other.
Well, like I was telling the Viscountess, I am in the market for new friends, so that would be wonderful.
Excellent. And it's right at that time Big Red comes. And that's where we're taking our break.
Oh my god.
God
We
bless.
did 3 rounds. We did 3 rounds.
You are so lucky. Saved by the bell.
Ooh, I mean, we're
Now,
coming
is
back and
that-
you're still gonna be there.
Yeah, is that lucky or is that going to be more tension? Because now she has to wait 10 minutes to see what Big Red does.
I'm very excited. I love how I never know what's gonna come out of your mouth.
But yeah, politics and different things are occurring. We'll see how things spin, and
Things are happening.
we'll go into the next part in just a moment. But yeah, see everyone in 10 minutes. We're back, folks. Welcome back. Yeah, it's been an exciting amount of conversations, political intrigue, and it's been an interesting time for the third feast. We're going to go into the next round, and then we're going to do a little bit of time soup for things. Let's see how things go for this final round for it all. And let's see with Erlon. You just finished your conversation with Gulabar and Runzilka, Runzilka being the new director of education, and you briefly had a little bit of a talk with Samantha, the director of medicine, when you told her to shush about not criticizing the red meat. Um, and you went around the corner, or went around the table. I will say you did catch, and there's been music playing the whole time. You see that there is actually people over here that are playing music to create the ambiance for it. There is a individual who's playing the piano that looks like this. Appears human, kind of just been playing the piano with it, and occasionally he pauses and allows a half-elf individual who's playing the oud to strum a few chords and create it. So that's creating the natural
Slap the
ambiance
bass.
of the for the evening.
Gotcha.
With that being said, you make it around the table, and what do you say to introduce everything?
Just
Or
around
as
the
you
river
come in,
bend.
Alice is having a conversation with these nobles.
Oh yeah, she is. Well, on the way over, I'm going to see if I'm able to catch a waiter or waitress and ask
You-
for another drink for myself, but also whatever Alice is having.
He will get, or she, you're able to catch one of the ones on that side, will give you a glass of champagne.
God, of course she's drinking that crap. All right. Well, we'll bring it over, and I'm going to yell, Alice, Alice, Alice. First off, I've been talking to a bunch of these people, and woo, they are quite the gang. How's it going with you?
Hello, Erlon. I would love you to meet Lady
Fuladi.
Fuladi. I got there. Lady Fuladi, and is the Viscountess still around here?
Yes, they're all
Oh,
basically
yeah.
made it into like a four, like the four of you talking.
Oh yeah, we're coming to them.
Yes, I'd love for you to meet. This is the Viscountess, and this is Lady Amira. Everyone, this
Um,
is Erlon, or he will introduce himself as Big Red.
And as Alice introduces me, I will start bowing or curtsying, and then also giving my champagne glass to Alice for her to drink.
Oh,
And
Also,
Alice, Alice is right. My name is Big Red. You may have heard of me already. I've been doing quite a bit here in this area and in other areas as well. You have heard of me, correct?
Amira kind of nods. Yes, actually, we have. You're big. Wait, hold on a second. Alice, you rolled a natural one.
Like, oh Jesus, it's gonna be.
You're about to throw up unless you're using inspiration.
Well, that was a reroll.
That's
That-
10. So you okay? That's gotcha. So you're just we'll take the 10.
yeah.
The
Oh,
natural one is a throw up.
I don't
That's why I
want to.
immediately stopped the conversation.
No,
That would have been
no,
bad.
no.
that would be great.
No.
She's still across the table from me. She's within my range.
You don't know what's going on.
You will use magic trip the alarms, but it'd be better to trip the alarms than accidentally have
Oh,
to throw up
God,
in
yeah.
front of these women.
I
That'd be
mean,
terrible.
I'm pretty sure Alice would definitely just die. Commit just if she threw up on the lady of the Viscountess.
Yeah.
God.
Oh God, Alex,
This is great.
you have that vision for a moment of, oh my God, am I about to throw up? Then it settles.
I'm just gonna put my champagne down.
For a brief moment, you imagine the worst thing that could happen, right as Big Red is introducing himself. Okay, back to the thing.
Yes.
Sorry, I got distracted.
No, that's a good distraction.
Amira is like, yes, we have. You're Big Red. You're the one of the warrior heroes of the Crimson Peacekeepers.
I am the warrior hero, but yes, I am. I am. It's a pleasure to meet you, ladies. Um, I
Alice here was just telling, well, not just now, but earlier in the feast, she was talking about how you helped slay the hags below the city with your axe, was it?
Why, yes, I did. I've killed a lot of things with my axe. Only bad things, of course. But yeah, that's me. And Alice, what you've learned a lot about her with her lovely, husband, Brucey Bruce, and everything, and their paper industries, right?
What else?
What's that?
He,
Or is Alice just quiet? at
no,
that
he was
moment?
asking you.
I was asking.
Oh, I misheard. I thought I'm sorry, Erlon. I thought you were directing that at Alice.
No. I was just saying that,
I
like,
must
to
have
them, it's
misheard
like,
that. I'm
you're
sorry.
fine.
Can you repeat that?
So basically, just stating, if asking if Alice kind of has told them about her and Bruce and their paper industry of sorts.
Sorry, I thought the way you said so, Alice.
Fine.
Like, I thought that emphasis was you talking to Alice. So
Oh, there is an emphasis definitely on Alice, but it's
yeah,
not
that's why I
geared towards her.
misunderstood.
You're fine.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. Yes. Uh, we've heard about paper industries. We've been hearing a lot about all of you, and Alice Mizer is a socialite in both Timoshk and Zarek. So we've heard about some of the recent troubles she's been having in the factories over in Zarek.
Well, let me tell you something about that paper, that her lovely Brucey Bruce, has brought to this lovely world.
Amira kind of glances at you, Alice. Brucey Bruce.
Yes, Brucey Bruce.
Yes, Brucey Bruce. It is by far, I have to say, the best paper ever. And I think the only thing that has made that paper even better is with my lovely autograph on it. It's withheld so many autographs from this guy right here, Big Red. And I just wanted to share that with you. I just felt a need to share that with you.
Propulsion, Eileen says. Do, do you by any chance have any of your autographs?
I could sure as hell find one for you. Uh, Alice.
Now, Erlan, would you be so disappointed with me if I gave her the one that you gave me?
Oh, Alice, that one's kind of special.
I mean, I know it's kind of special, but I also didn't really come prepared with. Well, it's really embarrassing. I did not come prepared with paper today.
What? That's crazy. The one that, develops paper does not have paper.
Darling, I'm
This
not
is
exactly
wild.
wearing my dress with my pockets now, am I?
Right, Alice, she's waiting for my autograph. Yeah, just give it over.
Okay, okay. Alice is gonna fish out her Big Red autograph.
Okay.
She's gonna smooth it a little bit.
It's
a little bit
it's all
crumpled.
folded up, so you just unfold it and everything.
And then she's gonna pass it on to Erlan.
So, Erlon, who are you giving it to of the three women that are there?
Oh, well, the one that asked for it, Aline, right?
Okay. So you give it to the Viscountess.
Oh, that is the Viscountess shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. And I will definitely give it to her.
She accepts it. Well, if this is any indicator of what are things to be, this will be very, very worth a lot.
I'm happy you said so because that's what I've been trying to tell everybody for the past, I don't know how long time. Yes, you are completely correct. If it's not obvious, my reputation precedes me. And now I'm happy to be here with you, lovely ladies, and accompanied by good old Alice over here.
Yes. Have you by chance what type of weaponry? This is Hillary asking. What type of weapon, like metal, is your weapon made out of?
First off, you ladies in metal at this party is pretty crazy. Magnets and metals are, the topic, the hot topic here. So
Forgive, my husband is the Lord of the Forges, and I am the Steel Baroness. I just thought that if you're a warrior, you should have the best metal in Timosh or in Aramir. That steel comes from this city.
yeah. Well, I will say my original weapon was of the Damascus type of metal. Um, it was great. I currently, oh my god, I don't have it anymore. I mean, I know we gave away our arms, but I still haven't gotten my fucking axe back. My
You
baby.
picked. Wait, are you talking about your flame
My
axe?
original axe, not my legend carver.
Your Legend Carver. You have Legend Carver. That's you haven't. You had to. You either left it at your home at the home, or you had to check it in.
Correct. No, I'm just talking about the one that I dropped off in order to get it. What is it? Filled with the moonlight, I believe.
That one you already got the replacement in the RP. You
We did.
got the
Okay. Okay.
same
Oh, that's
time.
right. Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's why I just want to
Um,
make sure.
no,
We're on the
you're
same
good.
page.
A legend carver though is checked in. I did not leave it at the
Gotcha.
hotel.
But yeah, you do
Um,
have something that was made in these forges. The
correct. So that one would be the
flame
moon.
tongue is made out of that steel.
Yep. So that one I will explain to her. The legend carver one though, is my main weapon of choice as of late, and that one was given to me um, by a very strong person in
Oh,
my life.
who?
Oh, should I tell them the name? I don't know. I'm literally looking at you. I was like,
Um, well, a patron, so to say, an anonymous patron. What with us gaining a bit of fame and fortune as of late, they have requested to remain anonymous to sort of
yes,
stay out of the conflict going on here in Aramir.
yes.
They aren't exactly from around here, so.
A mysterious benefactor. That's not from Aramir.
Well, you can't
Roll
have.
it. Insight check there.
Jesus, they believe everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you another thing.
Bro, I was getting all the private messages.
Yeah, I don't like them.
I don't like them.
I don't like
them.
They don't feel safe.
Think twice if you're in trouble.
God damn it, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just.
Yes, well, you have to understand we were relatively cobbled together. It was just somebody we saved on the train from Erdida. It was really a one-off type situation, so.
Deception check, please.
Oh, fudge.
Okay, let's roll the die.
That's not.
You know, I've been outbarded all evening, so.
3 insight checks. Okay,
No.
continue. They kind of nod.
Are
Anything
they
else you wanna add to it?
nodding in agreement, or like they're faking the shit out of it?
Well, based off of what Alice said, an anonymous patron, though it's not from the RIA, that someone that saved and gave you a powerful axe. There's some suspicion there. You kind of deflected it, but there's still some lingering suspicion there.
Yeah, fucked up. You could also. Oh, I didn't mean to thumbs up. You could also tell
I'm
Alice.
like-
Alice.
I was like, yeah.
Thumbs up, yes.
Alice is in backpedaling mode.
So she got off the factory, she's got off the connections, and then she's like, "Oh crap, I'm blowing it at the same time."
Look, let's just say that this specific person really wants to protect like we do, and they're helping, um, they're helping us out a little bit when help is needed. All right.
What
Right.
Erlon is trying to say so gracefully, thank you, Erlon,
Thank you. I
is
know.
that our benefactor just really, really wants to help, the heroes of
Yeah.
Eremer. And what are we but the heroes of Eremer? And what better side would you want to be on than the Crimson Peacekeepers? I mean, darling, you said yourself this is our 5 minutes of fame. Anybody who's anybody wants a piece of the Crimson Peacekeepers.
Yeah, piece of us.
Okay, Elan, you're not helping, thank you.
All right.
I believe you had other women and other metal to talk about. Yes, correct?
No, I'm pretty happy here. What are you talking about right now?
course.
I'm pretty happy right here, right now.
So a mysterious benefactor from Erdita grants you a powerful weapon and wants to protect Aramare. Sounds like a celestial.
Hey, how badly are warlocks frowned upon?
That is usually like that's a scandal.
That's a scandal?
The only saving grace for a warlock is if they are a celestial warlock.
But I am!
Still gonna wait. It's still gonna raise talks,
Fuck.
but that's like the only way out.
I thought genie warlocks
And-
were also accepted.
Genie is acceptable, but the celestial one is the prized one.
How much of a scandal would it cause?
It's gonna a scandal. So I'm gonna take a step up. Scandal meaning everyone's gonna talk about how this one person now has loyalties or has made a pact with a celestial. That's gonna be like the scandal. Is they were desperate or they did something or something happened that they were so desperate to get a pact. The celestial one is the only one where people are actually intrigued and are like, wait, what about you would make a celestial come to you? Like the celestials
that one.
very rarely make pacts. So that would be like the only glorious one people would actually be intrigued. Still a scandal, but a good scandal, so to speak.
A good scandal?
I thought genies were not a scandal.
Yeah, they're there
because that's like the whole backstory. Is
Yeah,
that's not a scandal.
The genies are acceptable. They're not a scandal. So okay, then I'm using the wrong word. I'll admit. Celestial and genie are not scandals in the negative sense. They are gonna make people talk because they're gonna ask some questions.
Yeah.
The genie one is gonna be you couldn't cut it as a wizard or a bard or a sorcerer, so you had to make a pact with a genie. Like that's the subtext for it. Is you got desperate enough or somehow you made the connections to bond with a genie. The celestial one is the one that people are like really intrigued about.
Yeah, but if I ever out myself as a celestial warlock, is that going to make people look poorly on me? Like, would I know that?
It would not make you look poorly. It will raise questions why.
Oh, that's fine.
And why you made the pact and why they made the pact.
But you would know people within your circle that are warlocks. Within the social hierarchy that Alice.
Okay.
Correct. I believe the Jazin family in Zarek, one of the most prominent. Jazin has some genie warlock patron.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a d20.
Oh, see, this is gonna be good.
Fuck.
Natural one. Alice throws up.
Alice is going to lean in and she goes, "Okay, look, I did not want to bring this up because, well, it's not like I want to be the talk of the town or anything, seeing as we're already the talk of the town, but since I have started my adventuring journey, I have come into contact with a celestial patron, so to speak."
You're a warlock.
One might say so, yes.
Celestial warlock. Alice, dear, that's amazing. All this time, we have a person who has a celestial warlock. Yeah, you have to tell us who it is.
Oh, darling, I would love to. Not on a first name basis, as of yet.
and you see that they're intrigued. And yeah, let's continue on with that. Erlon, is there anything else you're gonna do or say in that moment, or try to
Uh,
like, mosey away?
He's
Or stay
like
there.
jaw down to the ground, kind of like, oh shit, she said it. And I'm just gonna watch the fireworks happen and see
All
where
right.
they go.
So you're taking more of a back approach. Are you drinking, Erlon?
I am drink. I got a
Right.
drink with my with Alice's drink, and I am
Okay. So
watching the
you're still
show.
drinking champagne. You're mixing it with ale, the strong ale, IPA. Roll a con save.
Mm. Yeah. We chilling
You're
with a
chilling. You're
12.
getting. You're buzzed. You're buzzed, Erlon.
Let's
So
go. But I gave the fucking best person in the room my autograph.
let's go on to then. That was Erlon. Chance. Chance. I'm gonna say as you were talking to Elistra, you do notice the good doctor does approach the two of you. And he's like, "Good evening, ladies. How is everyone feeling?" Elistra's like,
Fine.
"Fine as well." "Good. I want to make sure everyone is feeling okay. Perchance, would any of you be interested in donating to the Department of Genetics?" "No, thank you." "Ah, what about you?" Kind of like gestures to you, Chance.
Uh, no, no. Also, no offense, but I've been told not to give body parts to Fae.
I'm just a good doctor trying to support my department, but not pressuring anyone. Very well. If any of you have any stomach aches or wish for any removal of imbibement and drunkenness, let me know. I have a syringe for that. Good. He continues on his way. Illustra's like, strange satyr, to say the least.
Very interesting.
Um, Then she looks around. She's like, everyone here is socializing. I think I should probably also get up and mingle. Care to join me, or would you prefer it on your own?
Oh, well, I'll let you do your own mingling so that we're not still grouped together.
Very well.
I'm sure we'll have an opportunity to talk again.
Of course. Well, I'll talk to you soon, Chance. It was a pleasure speaking with you. She gets
You
up.
too.
I'm gonna roll a d10 to see which direction she goes. Odd left, even right. Odd. I'm gonna start heading this way. Actually, she's gonna go say hi to, pay her respects to Nadira. Chance, are you gonna stay there, or are you gonna move about throughout the table?
Um, well, now that Illustra has gone that way, which was, I guess, the direction I was going to go, that would be awkward, so I will stay here.
Okay. You can roll a perception check if you want. Okay. Does that what you want to keep it, or with that natural one?
I'm not wasting it on a perception check.
All right. GM is gonna give it to you. Just re-roll it. DM's inspiration. But actually, wait. Very important question. Are you wearing the ring of the mimic?
No, because last time I used it in a magic
That's why I was just checking.
situation like this, I got in trouble, so he is in my pocket.
Fair. Because I was about to say, if you rolled that natural one and kept it, it would have bit your finger off. Okay, 15. Better. Um, you can hear the conversation with the ladies and Erlon and Alice. And Alice mentioning that she is a celestial warlock. You are able to hear some of the conversation with a 15 with Zanny talking to the generals and the military on that side, you are also able to pick up a couple of snippets of conversation from these two groups on this side. You hear someone talking about the laws changing and something of that nature coming from this Minotaur, which he's also large size, over here. And you also hear something about education and teaching and religion being taught in education. Do you still stay put, or do you get up to try to enter into different conversations?
No. Again, she's curious what we're here for.
Yep. And so
So
that's
she's staying put.
okay. Arquin, the civilization cleric, does visit you. I rolled for it. He does sit down and is like, all right. Well, the food here looks fresher. How are you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm all right.
Are you fully recovered?
I am. I always have this scar around my neck, but better scar than death. Thank you again, though, for you and Zanny for saving us. This is
It's
my, what, 38th third feast?
that
Thank
is
you.
impressive.
I've been a cleric for a long time.
Yes, I guess you would always be invited, being the civilization cleric.
Exactly. Every cleric has their holiday that they're just in charge of. There used to be another civilization cleric when I was younger, but they passed away, unfortunately, as time claims all. But
That
hopefully this will be one of many third feasts for you.
is that hopeful?
You don't care for these type of events?
Uh, I don't feel the need to be important.
Curious. How so? Just that fame is not, or is it fame or just these events that you don't like?
Oh no, I like the events well enough. It's the, I mean, I guess the fame, but also the division. The division of, oh, these people are better than those people.
The fact that these are higher class. Is that what you're trying to say?
The fact that we, as a people, view certain people as higher or more worthy of honor than others.
We can see that. Every country needs its leaders, though. And that's what I think the original meaning of Third Feast is supposed to be about.
Perhaps. But it would seem that, I don't know, that the day of civilization should be the day to create the bonds between leadership and people.
And that's what the first, and well, that's what the three feasts are for. The first feast is with the people.
And then you slowly phase them out.
Well, different tiers. First one is honoring the people and with the leaders. Second one, well, under the East, is now the workers. And third one with friends and allies. It just so happens that the friends and allies here are affluent. But that's at least the teachings with civilization. Arkun's gonna enjoy some of the shish kebab, the chicken shish kebab to be more specific. But any other conversation you're gonna have with him, Chance?
Um, I mean, I guess I'll ask him how things are going.
Okay. He tells you that he's happy that Civilization's temple has been is being built. He does worry a little bit about the Civil War, but also that he's heard that there's been movement with the Conclave Paladins and other individuals getting closer towards the central regions. Right now, they're in a ramen room, or the border with a ramen room. So he's eager to see what the individuals what's gonna happen in the next month or two, as with whether with the war or with this effort against the Harbingers. He will whisper the word though. He's not like speaking loudly about that part of it. But anything else before we switch scenes?
Um, Nothing specific, no.
Okay. Over to Zanny then. Zanny, as you're talking to Ollie, the Masif pilot, Belbrix does come over. You heard her introduction, so you know her name with Erlon. And as you're talking about the Masif, Belbrix comes over and she's like, "Yeah, the Masif's an impressive machinery. As an armorer, I think it's incredible."
I mean, I gotta agree. This is. Oh, I'm so sorry. I think I overheard your name earlier. Bellbricks, correct?
Yep, Belbrix Moonmeadow.
Uh, Dr. Xanashar Glorisong Ventiri.
Nice.
Zanny's fine.
Zanny, it's a pleasure. I'm the first magician for the Steel Magician.
Oh, you're one of the ones that does the things with the metal and the magnetism.
Trying, yeah.
Okay,
So
I respect that. It's a nice blend of magic and physics.
exactly, there's a lot of science that goes on with my type of magic. So, um, you're apothecary, right?
I am, yes.
Great. Any fun chemistry type of apothecary? You would know. She did not hear you talking about being an alienist.
I was telling these people that I study alien biology, creatures that aren't from the prime material plane or from outside of our world.
Oh, okay. Extraplanar creatures.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah. I specialize in extraplanar creatures, especially the astral sea, but I also have done my own endeavors into just searching outside of our own planet. But that's just is what it is.
I see. So, well, there's a lot to explore with the realms. It's definitely its own study in and of itself. But I'll admit, not really an arcanist in that traditional sense. I haven't studied a lot about the realms.
If you forgive me, I do have a bit of a vested interest in some of my work, and she'll actually just tap her eye patch.
Hmm, I see. Ollie is kind of like chuckling. He's like, "I'm just a simple soldier. Point me where I need to go, and I'll try to get the mission done." And Ahmed, the general, is like, "You're no simple soldier. You're a specialist. Masif, don't sell yourself short. Ali, not everyone can be a Masif. Takes extreme amount of endurance and the right person that can ride one, pilot one." And he kind of like nods. Belbrix is like, "I would be more than interested to study. I know that it's right now that needs to be utilized for the war effort, but maybe later on, if Nadir has plans to repurpose the technology for other applications, I think that would be fascinating to study it." Ahmed nods. "We'll see if we can arrange that. I know our artificers are hard at work at replicating the Masif project and producing it. It is, though, a state secret on the designs. So you have to be careful."
I do believe I met one of your engineers earlier. Dr. Jinlin?
Jinlin?
Yes.
All right. What's your impression on Dr. Jinlin?
He honestly, he seems a very competent individual that's very passionate about his work.
A good description about him, yes. Dr. Jinlin is one of our leading scientists, and we're hoping that he can help facilitate the production of massives.
I think he and I are of a similar. I won't particularly speak for him, but I would believe that we are of a similar mindset. That all of this technology has been absolutely wonderful, but I think we both would appreciate it if it didn't come at the cost of so much war all the time. But we understand that. I understand war is a motivator.
There's a saying in the East, the father of invention is war, and the mother is necessity.
I heard that saying earlier. I had my own little snip at it, of course, but that's just me. I just say that curiosity is a good surrogate for either parent.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, that is a good quote. I might have to quote you later on for that. I prefer.
She half rolls her eyes like, oh lordy, get my whole name, man.
You said your last name was Glory Song Venteri. Is that correct?
My full maiden name is Xanashara Glorisong Venteri Pierce. But
Any relationship with the Venteri family in the Ria?
Valashara was my grandfather.
I see. Legacy of the Silver War Breakers.
Yeah, my grandfather established a bit of a system after that, and then there's quite a few of us down in the Ria now. We make our way around, and we just try to do good wherever we can. To my knowledge, I'm the first one of my kin that's actually come up this way, though. Although I did hear something about my cousin Daryl showing up.
Let's see. Why don't you roll an insight check?
This is the moment where Zanny realizes she's just been taken away and she's talked way too much.
You're fine.
You and me both, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You don't get any, like, that's it. 11. That's fine.
Yep. That's fine.
It's like the infamous DM meme. It's like, what do you see?
Nothing.
Nothing.
The worst DM thing ever. Roll a perception check. I got a 10. Okay, continue. Fuck.
Yeah. You roll an insight check. What did I see? What do I feel?
Nothing.
Nothing?
You feel nothing.
So, do you continue, Zanny, to make conversation there, or do you try to go? It is getting close towards the halfway point of the meal.
I think there's a point that Zanny tries to find to politely excuse herself.
Yep.
She's gonna swing down to the guards real quick at the south end, and just let them know that she checked her gift with all of her. She checked the gift for the general with her belongings,
Mm-hmm.
and she'll let them know that it's just this. In the bag of colding, there's a bubbling jar. This smells a little bit like acid, but if they want to take their time to screen it or whatever, it is safe.
They'll go get that. Two things. You would notice that Avalos goes over to speak to Ahmed. You're not able to catch what the conversation entails, but you see that he was speaking to one general, Nadira, and now he's talking to Ahmed. He's making his rounds as well for it. The soldiers say that they'll go fetch it. While they're fetching it, do you mingle or do you wait?
While they're fetching it, Zanny swings back around to go check in on Alice and Red.
Okay. You come by. I'll
We're getting
allow.
litty.
Okay, I'm gonna roll. Let me roll something really quickly. Okay,
She's left Alice alone in a social situation with alcohol present.
you're going the. So I rolled to see which direction you go for. So I want you to roll a perception check for me, please. 23. Yeah, you're passing by these two groups for it on this side, and you hear they're talking to like with this Minotaur. It seems like he is a judge. They're talking about cases of like treason and like the new system that they're doing in place, like how they're going to be announcing new laws, publications, and such. Um, they're talking about like what rules and laws are going to be changed and updated and how they're going to be produced for it. But what catches your attention more is this human individual. She is talking to the you heard from Lance and he mentioned it before, the director of education, and you catch a snippet of their conversation. And it the one sentence I would say that you catch with that, because you're walking by and you can choose to stop if you want or keep going, but you hear, we really need to focus on educating people properly on what religion is. This is the true religion in Aramir. That's what you catch for it. So I'm gonna ask, does Annie keep going to go over and check on Alice and Erlon, or does she stop to try to hear more?
Quick glance across the table. How fucked up are those two kids?
They're very
I'm
God
tipsy.
damn it,
one's
kids.
tipsy, one is very, very tipsy.
I'm not drunk, all right?
I
I'm
can
just
hold her up.
Yeah, I'm still
She's in
standing.
good hands.
I, you know, nah, seeing that it's.
Alice
I
isn't
trust
alone.
Alice with social libations, and it has not turned into an absolute fiasco, at least not overtly. That is such the religion thing is such a shot through the heart for Zanny. She's gonna have to peel. She's gonna have to
I
peel
spoke.
off of her head. She's like she like walks a full 10 feet further and then just
And you heading straight towards it? Okay. What are you doing saying as you're hearing, or are you just trying to hear what the rest of the conversation is going?
Actually, is this woman uh how is Samantha over here dressed? Is she
The
dressed like
no,
that?
yeah, she's dressed like that. She seems to be just like listening to the conversations. She just hasn't moved. She's letting everyone else do it the first half. She's letting everyone else mingle and everything. She's enjoying her food and listening to the conversations because she has prime view of what's going on with Alice and Erlon in front of her, but also she's listening to the conversation that Renzilka, the director of education, is having. So she has a prime seat.
I think Zany is gonna do her dumb multitasking thing, and instead of peeling straight for it, she's going to come over here and attempt to start up a conversation here while also attempting to overhear what they're talking about is what is the true religion of Aramir. It's not that she wants to butt into it. She just wants to hear what they have to say about the true religion of Aramir.
Okay. So this is gonna be tough because you're engaging with one conversation and you're listening to another.
Yeah,
Ask you,
it's not advisable. Don't do this.
roll a charisma check first. This is gonna be for Samantha.
Just straight charisma check.
Great charisma.
Cool.
13. You pass. It was just the 10 was the DC.
Okay.
That was just it. So it's a pass. You're starting a conversation with her, just trying to like, and you're engaging. So you introduce yourself. You say like, "Hi, I'm Dr. Zanny, Glory Song Venteri. Call me Zanny." And she introduces herself as Samantha Pebblegift. She is a gnome. She's also an apothecary, and she's a doctor. So focusing more though on medicine. Like she's a fully trained doctor. And works in hospitals. Like that's her full time thing. So
Okay. Yeah. Then because we're of similar lifestyles, I think Zanny just kind of goes on autopilot mode and it's just like, oh, I can just talk shop. This is easy. Okay.
yeah, which is why I said the DC was only 10. It's a very easy to engage in it. And then I want you to roll perception to see how much of the conversation you're able to get from.
Oh, I'm gonna cash in that inspiration for that.
Okay, I was about to say you get too engrossed.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna cash in my inspiration for that 6.
Go ahead.
That's better.
Natural 20. You hear everything. For a moment, you're able to hear all the different conversations in the room. For a brief instant. You hear thanking Nadira on one end, you hear thanking Ahmed on the other, talks about throughout the entire table. For one glorious instant, you have that clarity. And in that clarity, you hear this woman talk about the importance of essentially teaching the faith of the spectrum, the 16, only the 16 across Aramir, and the importance after the fires here in Timoshk to not teach and to condemn, basically put as a cult, anything that has to do with the Seldar faith, likening it to the Grey Flame worship, as well as the living God worship in the Laran Dominion. That this is vital to the heart of Aramir, that we need to stop teaching anything that has to do with the Seldar faith.
Ooh, okay.
And that she is an active member of the community, an active person working in the government. And her sister does speeches all the time in trying to get the people to understand the importance. And so she's hoping that these two who are transplants will quickly learn how important and how Timosh needs to take that stand.
Okay. And Zanny quietly hopes to herself that the two of them understand quickly how bigoted that she is.
You can roll a well. I'm not.
She's not saying that out loud. That's
I'm not going to allow you to roll an insight check. Normally, I would, but you're talking to Samantha. I would allow it normally, but you are not looking at them.
Yeah, they're not my focus.
So you can't insight them.
So yeah, I'm not even trying to. I'm just. Okay. It's one of those. It's one of those like it is a pure blind hope that these people are smart enough to realize that this woman is on some bullshit.
Yeah, but she is emphasizing that you are here. You are going to learn the importance. You are coming here. You need to understand the spiritual element of Timosh and how it is in both advocating for the spectrum only and in need of the spectrum only. So that's what you hear as you have conversations with Samantha and are able to mingle. You hear from Samantha on a more pleasant note the importance of medicine, of healthcare, of like everything that has to do with like medicine, ease of access to medicine, and she talks about like how people should be able to go to the hospital and get treatment regardless if they're able to pay or not for it. Like the poor should not just die and suffer in the streets. We need to get rid of this mentality of a for-profit hospital system.
All right. I can get rid of for-profits.
Yeah. So that's what she's talking about. It's gonna have to go in phases because of how the war, there's not a lot of like funding right now, but that is like the overall idea. It's an uphill battle for her, she mentions, but this is her vision.
I think Zanny's really, really down for this, but like not just from being from the RIA, but also just her personal upbringing. She's just like, and like her entire training as an apothecary is just like, I don't understand why we feel like we need to make money off of it just because we learned things that other people didn't. Like, I don't need to make, 100, 200, 300,000 silver pieces and, or 16 forbid gold pieces a year doing the kind of work I do. I just need enough to have a house.
And yeah, that's the kind of conversation you're having with her, and you can resonate with that. So, great. With that, we go to the last part. Alice.
I have a tummy
Uh,
ache. I'm stressed
given
out.
Elgas does give you another glass of champagne. You told him to keep giving you.
Shh. Alice is gonna set
Ayo.
it aside.
What?
For right now.
So
For right
You're
now,
gonna stop
alright?
drinking. Is that what I'm hearing?
For this exact second, alright? Once we redirect our focus, Alice is
Yeah.
going to get shit-faced.
Look at Kitty.
Hit! Hold on.
She's like, I'll one up you with Storm.
Look at
Storm
this
is fair.
monstrosity.
Okay. Sorry, man. I'm playing. All right. So, what are you doing after with like this conversations, Alice?
Oh, is the conversation just over?
It's still going. You guys are like
Oh.
having conversations, everything.
Well, they
Unless
asked
you
me
want to
what
also
my...
get up and move about, which you can.
No, Erlan's hanging around. She's gonna try to redirect the focus back onto Erlan. I'm just trying to think about how she's trying to do that. She's gonna say, Erlan, I have been telling stories all evening, but, as a bard, I do capitalize on said storytelling endeavors. I'm sure these lovely ladies would love to hear of our most recent endeavor from your point of view. The point of view of a person who was deep in there, getting his hands dirty, versus just, a bard.
Yeah, but Alice, you know what? I have to say, you sell yourself short. Because if it wasn't for you and your lovely inspiration that you give me in these battles, I wouldn't be able to cut it.
Alice is glaring at him.
Never sell a bard short, my dear.
Well, honestly, and Alice is going to lean in to stage whisper to the women. Look, you have to understand, Erlan has been having problems with his sense of self-worth. He talks a big game about being big red and whatnot, but deep down it hides the fact that he does feel a little bit lesser than. I mean, he's in the presence of Lance Blacksands and, Alice Mezer and, well, Zanny is a name for herself back in the rear, so it's a little intimidating, and I wanted to make sure that he felt seen and heard at this party as much as I.
Yep. I want you to roll a stealth check, Erlon,
Yep.
or perception check.
Yes, perception's gonna be great.
We want me to roll a what?
And I want both of you to roll it with disadvantage.
Wait, a stealth check? Oh,
Yes.
yeah, okay, there we go.
You guys are inebriated, so both of you are doing it with disadvantage. So Erlon,
Okay,
it's a
well, I
straight
rolled a
roll,
natural
It'd
one,
be a straight
so
roll, right? Yeah.
I said I stage whispered.
Let's
as you
go.
shouted. Erlon heard everything.
He is full on glaring at Alice. And he will.
Amira will go and say, I don't know how, darling, that anyone this handsome, this strong, this heroic would have any self-doubt.
Alice is
Wait,
winking at
this
her
one
lot.
again?
He's big red. I mean, look how he
Amira.
presents himself. I mean, dear, do you have any confidence issues? She directs it to you, Erlon.
Confidence issues, never.
Never.
I know going into
Alice,
it that
dear, I
you're
think
gonna get big red.
I think you've had too much to drink, my dear. That I think Erlon is as grand as he can ever be, and will continue to be grand, I should say.
Wow. You hear that, Alice? Ah.
If you'll excuse me, I need to go find Zanashora. I need to go speak with her about a very important matter. It has been lovely to meet you too. And Amira, again, I do still want to plan that tea afterwards. I will be back. Obviously, this is my seat, but I need to walk around a bit. Erlan has arrived, and thusly, I need to go.
What?
Perfect.
She
Alice,
is
as you're
going to
walking
try to
away-
pull Erlan with her.
Okay, roll an insight check for me.
Damn
please.
you.
And then I want you to roll an athletics check as well. Erlon, if you're resisting, roll an athletics as well.
Yeah, I'm full on like flexing in front of these ladies right now. You said strength check?
Athletics check.
Oh, athletics.
Alice,
alright,
also
sorry.
athletics, please.
I am gonna roll at a disadvantage because she's not trying that hard. She just kind of like puts a finger in the back of his shirt to like give it a little tug.
Yeah, that's a 5. That's
No.
Oh, and then she's trying to grapple me, correct?
I'm
Oh,
not
that's
trying to
tough.
grapple
just roll.
you.
Erlon, just roll straight athletics check.
I wanted to just get advantage on you.
I already gave myself disadvantage.
So yeah, you're not
What?
able. You can let him go and everything, but I'm also gonna send you another message.
Oh, another message?
Yeah, this is all about the whispers.
See, I'm getting you some good stuff. I don't know about you.
It's
This is
not
great.
good stuff. It's Kasan going, be careful. Hey, don't say that, dumbass.
I didn't say. I never said. For the
You're
record,
gonna
never
die.
said dumbass.
Hey,
You gonna
hey,
die.
you
You gonna learn
stupid
today.
woman. Shut
I
up.
never said that. Never said that.
No, but it's what we all feel. It's not your fault. We're just scared.
I'm playing next campaign. I'm playing a really dumb, really just horny character, and my brain is just gonna be, wow, that NPC is hot. None of this thinking bullshit.
Whoa, what are you saying right there?
I figured she was, but it was the comment she made about me having too much to drink that
That's pretty fucked up.
made Alice leave.
But it was very nice.
Oh yes, it was very nice.
Good for you.
It-
That's
it-
nice.
So you head over, and that's where I'm gonna say. So we're gonna now. It's been over an hour, and I'm gonna say throughout the dinner what everyone's overall goal is. We're now entering like that time soup era moment. So let's start with Erlon. Erlon, for the rest of the next hour, what are you mostly doing?
Damn, I
throughout
really
the-
want to keep, hearing such great things about myself. But
So I'm gonna give you a couple options just so
Uh,
that you know that before you decide.
yep.
Keep on eating, absolutely, because there's waves of food. Now you're seeing shish kebabs, you're seeing soups, you're seeing different cuisines from all across the empire for it. You can definitely keep on eating. You can definitely keep on drinking. You can definitely keep on schmoozing with these nobles in this particular area, or you can also go exploring around it. If you go exploring and talk to other people, you can. We can RP some of that after the fact, like one conversation. But
Okay.
we're gonna summarize mostly for the rest of this because we're getting closer. We're getting to like the last 20 minutes of the session.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
what would Erlon do?
So basically, schmoozing with the ladies, but then at one point, I want to go for the kit and caboodle and talk to Nadira.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So perfectly fine. I'm gonna ask you to roll a charisma check with advantage for the
Okay.
schmooze, for the nobles. Now that
Gotcha.
Alice is left, roll that charisma check with advantage.
Now that the conch block is left, basically, like you just said. All right, Chris. Check. You said with advantage, correct?
Correct.
All right. Well, I mean, that's a
Hey, that's
straight
20. You
Yeah,
make a
20.
very good impression, or you believe you make a good impression,
Oh my god.
and you
I
continue
believe it.
on. When you're going with Nadira, are you doing any other like? Is this a conversation like? Do you want to summarize, or is this something that you want to have a full length? for?
I would want to get into more details with it because I remember before that it was myself and Lance, I believe, and I possibly Zanny that saw her for the first time in acting like as like the person trying to clean up the streets.
No, yeah. So Flood, the commissioner, this one
Yeah.
is the one you saw with Chance at the bar, where she kind of like grabbed a criminal. Did not.
Oh, she's the one. Okay, I thought it was Nadira the whole time.
No, that was Flood.
Oh shit. So no, then I want to talk to Flood. That's awkward.
So you can talk to Flood. She's the one who is like trying to clean up the streets. You can talk to Nadira.
She
Nadira is the general. She's the one that's going to be ruling over Timosh and Ares for the foreseeable future.
Oh man, I'm not good at talking. Uh, you know what? Oh well, shoot, she's really high in power.
Or
Then.
anyone else. You can talk back to Bellbricks. You can talk to any of the other people, the magicians, the other general, whoever you want.
No, let's keep with Nadira.
Okay.
Yeah, let's talk to Nadira.
And this is a full blown conversation you want to have with her, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
We can set some time, do
Okay.
RP for that.
Yep.
That's fine. Throughout the dinner, you're going to focus on eating and socializing. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to ask for two things. One, I want you to roll a con save for how much food and how much drink you're consuming.
I sleep for it. All right, con save goes out. 15.
You're full. You have a good time. You could definitely be tipsy if you want, or not so much, but you're in control most of the time, and you are happy with your with the meal in its total. And then I want you to roll a performance check with advantage. 14. You definitely leave, or by the end of everything, you have at least a good impression. People have had a good impression of you, Big Red, throughout it all. So you feel confident in that manner for it.
Cool.
So, great. Let me just write that down.
Job accomplished.
And the legend of Big Red has spread to this social circle. All right. Let's go to Chance. Chance. For the next hour, what does Chance want to accomplish in the next hour in this setting? Multiple people are, it's like time soup. What would Chance like to do?
I mean, the same thing she's been doing. She's trying to collect information.
Okay. Are you hopping about throughout with like different conversations, or still just staying put in that one chair?
Well, if nobody is approaching me, that also makes me awkward, like nobody wants me to approach them either. So, but I guess she'll start walking around.
Yeah. It's give and take for that. So yeah, you can definitely start walking around for it. Is there any conversation you want to have with any particular group or faction or individual?
I mean, I still don't know who like half the people are. So that's part of the information gathering is finding out who everyone is.
Okay. So a couple of the different factions, just so that you can know, and then you can decide, and we can RP this later if you want. But some of the factions include. Let me just pull up my notes. Sorry, 1 second. I'd have to put them all the way in this here area. Okay, screw it. Some of the notes as there it is. So you would know that there's the noble faction that consists of the noble women that Alice was talking to over here. There's also a couple of other nobles that one was referred to as the Lord of the Forges, and the other was a satyr that looks a little bit like a druid, but also a nobleman other than by himself for it. He seems to be mingling about with everyone. Aside from the noble faction, there seems to be a lot of like administrators, a lot of directors. And you would be able to hear throughout the next hour, there's like the new judge, which is, or like the one who's like taking a lot of prominence with the laws. You also know this, then you heard this from Ambassador Geode about the directors of education, or the director of education. Also, director of medicine and the director of agriculture, which you already met, being Illustra. So those kind of compose the administrative faction that's present here. There are the magicians, Steel, Black, and Silence, or Silent Magician, and their apprentices. Also, you know, Lance had a conversation with Lukman, but hasn't really forged any other strong alliances yet with the Silent or the Steel Magician. You have a couple of the Dawn Callers present, as well as the military faction, which comprises of the two generals, the brigadier, as well as the pilot for the Massif that's present. And then, of course, Flood, who is the commissioner for the police, or the constabulary. Those would be like the major parties or players here. So and you would be able to hear some of like the controversial conversations that may be floating about for it. If you want, you could hear kind of like how Hannah is talking to the education director about the need to refocus and get rid of teaching anything about the Seldar, if you want to throw hands, or anyone else. But is there any faction quote unquote, that you would like to try to converse with?
Well, I know Zanny already talked to the doctors. Lance already talked to the education people, and so did Erlon. Uh, Alice talked to the nobles already. Zanny already talked to the military people. Also, Chance does not think that she has anything, that a good conversation would come out of any of that. So it would probably either be the judge, Flood, or the druid-looking guy.
Or the
And
magicians?
she also wants to talk. She wants to talk to the silent magician because she's not actually sure what that means.
Okay. I'll put you in. We can do this RP later. So Alice, or not, Chance with silent magician, and then we'll see if we can do anyone else for that. So great. So we'll do those later, but overall mingling and everything. So I want you to roll with advantage because you're pacing yourself. Roll a con save with advantage. And you weren't really even drinking. I remember you mentioning that. So
And it wasn't eating that much either.
yeah, that part's why I'm giving it advantage. Yeah, you overall enjoy the food. You pace yourself perfectly fine, and then roll me a straight performance check, just to see how people's perception of you is. Natural 20, the silent figure in the room. Or not silent, sorry, not silent. Silent magician. This is what I'm brain. A lot of people are curious about you, so we'll see if that's leveraged that in any way for any other things. So, great. Let's go next to Zanny. Zanny, you get the gift back, and about halfway point, you give it and present it to Nadira, right?
Yes.
She accepts it and she thanks you for the gift. What is the gift specifically?
It is that second tonic that I sent you.
This is more for you to describe to
Yeah. Well, I'm starting off as that as vamping as filler while I go pull it back up.
Gotcha. I wasn't sure. I was like, wait, descriptions.
It
Potion of dire cleansing.
There's just a little bit of like if you pop the top on it, there's just it looks almost cartoonish in the what looks to be absolutely nasty chemical vapor that comes out of it. But this is an uncommon potion, and for 1 hour after drinking it, you will have resistance to poison damage, and you have advantage on saving throws against being blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. In addition, if you're currently poisoned when you drink it, it neutralizes the poison. It's basically magical ipecac.
Yeah.
It is very powerful, but it also is very hard to drink because it is not pleasant to taste at all. It takes a DC 13 con check to drink it.
Yep.
And if you fail, you are instead poisoned for 10 minutes instead of being healed.
Right. So she is intrigued by it. She does say that she'll have it like scanned and everything, just procedure and protocol for things. But overall, she thanks you for the gift. As you see, some people have given gifts, and she accepts it.
I was gonna do a healing potion, but I thought that was a little cliche.
Everything helps for the war effort. So she is grateful. Is there any other individuals you want to try to talk to or factions you want to talk to?
No. For the rest of the night, Zanny did a lot of peopling all of a sudden, and then overheard that stuff that made her kind of eh. And then on top of that, she is definitely catching that these two over here are starting to get a little sauced. So after she goes and hands off the gift at the halfway point, She goes into full babysitter mode and just starts going around with either Red or Alice, whoever is more drunk,
Okay.
and just basically is playing damage control. And um, and in essence, trying to give them help actions to offset being drunk.
Fair. There's a lot of food that can help get
Yeah.
that away for it. So I'm gonna ask you roll a charisma check with
And
advantage. Or you weren't drinking a lot. You didn't mention you were drinking a lot.
no,
Well, you're drinking a lot of
specific.
pineapple.
Yeah, specifically what she's done is she ate her first plate of food, and then the entire time she has been going around just getting refills of that pineapple juice, and that's all she's had for the rest of the night.
Oh, not really eating anything else?
She's been socializing until she sits back down. She has not, like, up until this point she's not had anything else to eat. She finished that first plate of food,
Okay.
and then now she'll be eating when she sits back down. But like, she hasn't had anything up till now.
Yep, then con save with advantage. It's basically don't roll a 1 territory.
And this is where we con save with advantage, and I roll 2 nat ones, or I do that
Natural
instead.
20. Yeah, you're fine. You enjoyed the entire meal, and yeah, everything is fine there for it. And then roll me a performance check. I'll say with advantage.
Oh, that's double 20 for me.
Is it?
Yeah, perception, and then this con save.
Congratulations. Double nat 20s.
I don't think there was any. I'm double checking just to make sure there wasn't anything else in there, but all I see is Erlon and Alice making some rolls in between that.
So perception and then constitution. Is this your first double nat 20s?
I think this is actually I'm full. I'm full up.
Then you will have some power left over. So, okay.
Oh,
Great.
no, wait. Let me double check. No, this is my first one. I'm thinking way too far back in my brain.
Okay, that's what I was like. I assumed such, but you know your character sheet more than I do. So, first one is a feat. So I'll figure out a feat for you later.
Woo-woo.
Yep. Now roll the performance check with advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of last hour. You're more on damage control. Yeah, it's not the worst impressions you make, but just it's not really great with anything else.
Yeah, the latter half of the night is less about me trying to make an impression and more trying to save the reputation of Alice and Red if I have to.
Yep. Speaking of which, Alice, you went to talk to who again?
Oh, I went to go look for Zanny, but mostly Alice just removed herself to go to the bathroom.
Yep.
She's gonna splash some water on her face. Like I said in chat, something about Erlon showing up always just gets Alice really flustered. So she's gonna splash some water on her face, and then she will return to the party and lightly mingle for the rest of the time until towards the end she will return back to her seat and apologize for earlier.
No worries. We'll call it the red effect. Get it? Blushing red effect. So, but either way, roll throughout the rest of the night. You're mingling after the fact for it. Roll me your first off. Are you still drinking?
She is going to stop drinking, but once it starts to get towards the end, she's gonna start drinking, and she plans to go home drunk. She does not plan to be at the party drunk, so she's very good at timing herself.
So roll
So,
me con save. We're gonna see if that's worse. No advantage, just straight con save.
okay, I'm gonna use my lucky feat.
Okay. If you want.
um, is that bad?
I'm not telling you.
Okay, I'm gonna use my lucky feat. Okay. Can I use the 11?
Sure.
Okay.
So your intent was to get drunk by the end,
Later, yes.
you accomplish it. So you are able, uh, you are able to get the drunk, and yeah, we'll see how as you go home, anything else.
Oh God.
So
How have I rolled so badly tonight?
now roll a performance check.
Yep. Oh yeah. I'm having a fantastic evening. I'd actually like to use my remaining lucky feet.
Go ahead.
P. There it is.
Everyone wants all the rerolls.
I'm leaving.
Wow.
I was like, there's no way I can roll worse than a 2. Yeah,
one more
me
time.
and Erlon are going off on an adventure together this evening.
This is fucking gold. Oh my god.
I am going to take the average of 10 and 27, which is 37 divided by 2 is 15 plus 7, 3, 18.
And I have been helping these kids.
That's why.
Yeah.
I'm having a bad party, you guys.
I got you,
This
girl.
is a great party. What are you talking about?
I got you, girl. Now have some celery and some bread. Stop drinking so fucking much.
Meanwhile, Chance is like avoiding everybody and is beloved.
That's why
Everyone
she's
knows-
beloved. Alice is bothering everyone.
Everyone's intrigued by Chance. They're like, who is this devilkin that was just floating around? They're like, was minding her own business. There's like that cool aloofness to her. Like she doesn't really care. Wonder what? Like who is she? Sort of mentality with Chance. Versus Alice is like, oh yeah, that's Alice Mazaire.
I'm not mysterious. I just have anxiety. Stop it.
I mean, yeah, but it
Yeah.
does work a lot of the time.
It really does.
Yeah, that's the impression. Is her aloofness came off as like intrigue. Who is she? Why is she? What's her angle? That's basically the thing that came up with Chance. Is what's her angle, sort of situation. Alice is though everyone knows Alice. She's a socialite that apparently likes to drink. That is the
Her whole
impression.
backstory is she drinks to be better at social situations, and then tonight happened. Apparently, Alice is just off the booze. You guys have fixed her. Yep, she fixed herself, actually.
There you go. The end of the third feast comes. All of you in different states of bloatedness, of satisfaction, of inebriation, or sobriety. You all are thanked by Nadira, who thanks you for attending this third feast, the first of many to come here in Timosh under this new empire. And you all head home. You are allowed, all of you are escorted. I think we lost someone. Yeah.
We lost a man.
We'll wait a moment just for her to come back.
Dance.
Mini chat. It's like, oh, the party's done. Good, I'm out.
For real.
Just fades into the shadow.
So, well, let's give her like 20 more seconds before any other things for it. And she's typing. So, but yeah, overall, yeah, my computer done froze.
Oh no.
So we'll give it just a few more. Hopefully she can join back. Let me see.
Am I gonna have to carry one or more of you?
What? I can
Hold-
carry Alice.
Yeah, we're I've
We're
got my
good.
4-foot tall support structure over here, right?
Bruh.
Just in case, I'm just gonna get enhanced ability strength on standby.
Has to be outside the room because otherwise you're going to set off the alarms.
Oh god.
All the guards will help me drag him out. I can take it from there. Even with a strength of 10, quadruple carrying capacity, I got you both.
joining them. Okay. Okay, so let's end this just because we have 2 players down now for it. So you all head back home, and as you head back home, all of you are paced out or take a step back. You all are not allowed to leave all at once. Security measures, your people are let out bit by bit. You guys are kind of like able to relax in like near the lobby area as people are escorted to armored carriages and escorted home. Eventually, all of you arrive back home safe and sound without incident. No attacks, nothing. You arrive home to Adnan's house, and you all go to sleep, whether it is in your own clothes or anything of that matter. But well, actually, as you come back home, you do see Ravenos looks pensive for the moment. He does ask, "Did you guys have a good?" It seems several of you had some good times. Enjoy your rest. We'll talk more in the morning.
Did you know about pineapple?
Of course.
I hate you. You didn't tell me.
Get in line.
I love you. Good night.
Ravenos is cool indifference. He kind of looks at Alice. The ghost will wait till tomorrow. As Alice is just sloshed, being carried about.
The ghosts can come hang out with me in the bedroom. Okay, they can tell me they can tell Erlon stories.
Yep, they're gonna tell you the stories in the bedroom. Come on, Alice.
Revenues, I learned Draconic.
Oh fuck! Come on, Erlon.
Crims and peacekeepers.
Erlon, have you met the ghosts yet?
Speak to ghosts, but I can't see them, so I don't
My fucking
know.
kid.
Then go to sleep. You all get a long rest. And the next day starts the new journey as a new quest awaits. A conversation with Revenos. We'll see what that entails. So, for everyone out there, thank you so much for joining us. Hope you guys enjoyed session 55, which is all conversations and political intrigue. What all of you all share amongst each other, and what the new arc is going to bring, as it's now time for new part. All right, y'all. Everyone have a good night, and see you next time. Take care.